Yes.
Yeah.
There we go. Hi.
Hey,
It's been
man.
a while.
Surely it has been quite a while.
It's been. I was supposed to start a whole new streaming schedule, and then work kept getting in the way. And then I was gone. Well, no, I was gone for a week, and then work because shit has to get done.
hmm
And then I got sick. I'm still kind of sick. COVID. Although I'm definitely on the last legs. It's all just like mucus right now.
Oof.
It's gross, I know. But just in time for last minute podcasts.
Hey, how's that?
Yay.
Yeah.
Oh man. Uh so this is probably gonna be like a big spoiler cast, right? So shit.
Think so.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
So you should probably like get the small stuff out of the way, and then like for the main spoiler stuff, like that's
Yeah,
gonna
just
be
end it.
most of it.
Yeah.
Just end
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Uh yeah. It's been a bit, so hopefully stuff gets better, folks, with streaming. It's just wow, what a fucking month. I'll tell you right now, man. Okay. So small stuff, right? Small stuff. Who
Small
wants to go
beans.
first? Because I've been watching a lot of stuff because I've been sick,
Go for it, man.
and some of
Good
it's not
stuff.
been good. Some of it's.
You want me to get mine out of the way then? It's not much, so
Oh, go for it, man. Go.
okay.
Hear that?
Yeah. So during my own time being sick and recovering, I went back and rewatched some shows. I kind of like brushed aside when they first came out. So,
Mhm.
but the biggest one was Gundam Unicorn OVA.
Oh yeah, I
Ooh.
That's like
remember you watching it.
yeah, it's the 7 episode one. Because the TV show is essentially the 7 episodes edited down to like 25 minutes each. So
Okay.
like they literally
Yeah.
split. They literally edited down the OVA hour to like 30 minute bits.
hmm
So that's what I was. Uh, that's what I didn't like when because that's what I watched was the TV version, not the intentional OVA version.
Mm.
Okay.
And it definitely shows like, you know what? It's Gundam UC, so it definitely has all the things I really like and really dislike about Gundam sometimes.
Okay.
It
Like what?
sucks because well, you know what,
Oh,
the kids. It's all the
the
kids, Chris.
kids. Yeah,
The kids
yeah.
in the new
Just
types.
never can never get away.
You can't get away from the kids in new types.
Oh boy.
Because the main character in Unicorn, I mean, his arc is interesting, like towards the end of the show, like the last 2 episodes. But the issue is that in the beginning, like he kills a lot of people, and then he's
Mm-hmm.
feeling really bad
As
about
you
it, and
do.
then
Oh.
and literally everyone around him is explaining that it's war. Like we have no choice.
Hmm.
Like this is all we have,
Mm-hmm.
and like it was weird because everything around him was really more interesting than him. Because whenever they went to like the space politics and talking about how since Char's counterattack, there was the new type experiments of creating AI robots that were controlled by psychic children and using that to win wars.
Yeah.
And then it hard cuts to the main character going, I killed that guy and I can't live anymore. And
Mhm.
then all the soldiers around him are rolling their eyes because it's again, this is war, and like this is like such a standard experience.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
But that being said, I did really like it overall. It's just that was like the biggest issue, and I could definitely see people being put off by that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And that's always like the confliction with Tomino's writing is like I really love like everything about it except the main except when the kids are involved in the psychic children.
Yeah.
Right.
Um
Hang on, Nick. I'm sorry to interrupt you right there. You got like some weird popping noises
Oh.
going on.
Oh, okay.
Just whenever you talk,
I
it
get
sounds like the mic's popping.
okay. 1 second then.
Yeah,
I can fix
for sure.
that.
Sorry, it was just really picking up on the thing.
All right. 1 second.
Okay. Just as a distraction, then, do we want to move to Ian while Nick
Sure.
fixes that? Okay. Ian,
I'll
what'd
throw
you
in
do?
one. I'm 2 episodes away from the Amphibia season 2 finale.
Oh, season 2 finale. Okay, because me and Nick finished it. So like,
Shit. Well, can I say? I
yeah.
think the show got way better. I
Oh
really,
yeah,
really
yeah. Season
like.
2 is like, yeah, that's the one, right?
Because I'll be honest, Chris. Season 1, I was hanging on. Season
Oh, right.
2, I'm really into it now.
Okay.
This I
okay.
really, really am excited about. I think I don't know what it was necessarily. I think it was when they kind of got to break the format a little bit more and
Yeah.
do like, here's a story with Polly and
Yeah.
Anne. Here's a story with just Grandpa. Here's a story with just Sprig and some other character. Like
Yeah.
getting the.
Once they get
I
away
think
from the village, it's a lot more fun because you get to like explore the weird world, right?
I think it's that, and also the fact that now it's not just Anne who's the
Yeah.
one that doesn't know what she's doing. Now
Yeah.
everybody is kind of in the same boat.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
And that's
that's
really fun. Like,
interesting.
yeah,
Yeah,
you
I
get
think
to see
that's
an
really
old
interesting.
man try to figure out
Who made the sandwiches?
who made the sandwich.
It's a very good noir bit. I liked it
Yeah.
a lot.
Mhm.
I think I told you on the phone it was one of my favorites. I think it still is like
Yeah.
one of my
That's
favorite
up there for me.
episodes.
That episode's up there for me.
Very good. As
Mhm.
simple as it is, I honestly love Sprig with a credit card. Like that's a great
Oh yeah, that's pretty good.
story. That's
Yeah.
a fun story. Kristen Shaw is on the show, and so
Uh-huh.
oh dang, that's um the dude who does Shredder's voice is in it.
Yeah,
And
yeah. Fuck
Keith
what?
David.
Keith David.
Keith David.
Okay, so I was gonna talk about this, but I have this weird thing happening where everything I'm watching, Keith David is somehow in it,
Oh
Yeah.
okay.
even if it's old. So it was Amphibia. Fucking. Well, he
Gargoyles.
was in Nope.
Gargoyles.
Um,
He was.
as the Nope was the cherry on top because I think I was watching a bunch of cartoons, and he was in it.
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
I started the Amazing Spider-Man at Nick's request.
Mhm.
Spectacular.
Yeah, the new one, or what was it, like 2011?
2011. It's Spectacular Spider-Man.
Spectacular Spider-Man. Keith David's in it.
Huh?
And what was the fucking? I think he's in Owl House too.
Is he?
Yeah. And then there was one other fucking show I'm trying to think. Was it Regular Show?
Oh, I know he was on Regular Show.
Yeah, he definitely showed up because I finished Regular Show.
Oh,
So he
okay.
shows up. So it was like almost every cartoon I was watching, because I've been watching a lot of cartoons for the project I'm working on, just to
Mhm.
see where like humor sensibilities are.
Yeah.
Fuck, dude. I didn't know it was that like that happening, and in so many like not high. I don't know if it's higher profile, but it's stuff where it's a lot more well regarded and held like in really like high
High
esteem.
esteem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just everywhere. But yeah, Keith David's in Amphibia. He's great.
Yeah. He's a fucking star, man.
Oh yeah.
He's doing great.
Oh yeah, for good fucking reason. Like,
Doing good work.
okay, so
Uh,
you're on the season. You're about to hit the season finale of 2.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch the last hour of season 2 next.
Okay, can you just let me know when that happens?
Sure, of
So while you're
course.
taking that. Also, Sasha's still the best character, or the most interesting
She
character.
is truly okay. So one episode we can talk about briefly, and then we'll
Yeah.
press on back to back to your month.
Uh-huh.
but the episode in which we get to see Sasha again alienate people around her, where she has like a little story about claiming a legendary warhammer.
Yeah, the hammer. That's a good episode. I like
That's
that one.
it's a
Yeah.
great episode because like she you what I think is really fascinating is you get to watch someone have a bad mentor and
Mhm.
what the ultimate effect of that is. Like I mean that's kind of a thing you get in animes, but I don't think you dwell on that plot in the same. You don't dwell on the Riku plot as much as the Sora plot, if that makes sense.
Yeah, you don't get to like you in most shows they'll pretty much figure out who the bad mentor is rather than go along to its inevitable conclusion,
Yes,
you know?
and
Which is it will alienate people and get them killed like
yeah,
straight up.
and to see her like continue to basically repeat the same pattern, like she was clearly doing that to her friends,
Mhm.
and now she continues to do that to other people.
Yeah.
Of ultimately viewing them as tools to her success in
Mhm.
some way, whatever that is. Like, God, what a great bit of television. Really well done.
Yeah. No, it's great. I think the show's great. um like yeah, man. So just let me know. I'll try not to say much.
Okay,
But I'm glad you liked the noir episode too, because that definitely hit close to
Th-
Chris's sensibilities.
that was a good one. That was a real good one.
Okay, Nick, were you able to fix that mic?
Yeah, is this better?
A little bit. I still hear it popping at the end. I wonder if it's like do you have a software, like a voice suppression software going on or a noise suppression?
Um, maybe.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Well,
Try try
we're-
talking one
we're
more
still
time
going.
before because I think it was starting to go away.
Hello? How's that?
And now
Yeah,
you sound really kind of far away.
you do sound further away, but I don't hear
Okay.
popping.
Uh,
Try again.
hello? Hello, hello?
Okay.
Yeah.
Testing?
That sounds better.
Hello?
Yeah, you're just quiet. I turned you all the way up though, just in case, but we'll see how that works.
Okay.
Okay.
Alright.
Do you want to go back to your Gundam rant, Nick?
I would love to hear more about your Gundam.
Yeah.
It wa-
Sorry about
I mean,
the
that's-
delay and everything, folks.
no, it's yeah. No, it because it's less rant about Unicorn itself. 'Cause it's a great show overall. I think
Mhm.
it's
Okay.
just it's a great show with like a deal breaker, inevitable deal breakers if you already have the deal breakers in the series, uh,
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
which is sort of the general consensus with anything Tomino does, like
Yeah.
Gundam or not related,
Mhm.
where he tends to have a lot of really interesting world building and unique approaches and views on the um on the on war itself and the effects it has on communities. But then it's all through the lens of psychic children
Mm-hmm.
screaming at each other while the anime music's playing.
Sure.
Yeah.
Uh, so I think that made it jarring a bit, but other than that, like the quality visually is incredible. Like,
That's I've heard. The
terms of-
animation's really up there.
Mm.
oh yeah, especially for this OVA. I don't know if it's well, then it's just personal preference between this and Thunderbolt.
Oh.
But yeah, I think of the UC stuff, I think I like this more
Okay.
than like Zeta and Double Zeta and all that.
Uh
I think it's the better of the line. And Char is just a freak. He's an old man with a giant mullet.
hell yeah.
Um,
Hell yeah.
and he's so up his own ass now that he denies being Char now. He says that he's a clone of a fallen warrior, something like that. But he's Char. Everyone knows he's Char, but he's
Okay.
denying it because he doesn't want to admit he fucked up on the meteor.
Yeah.
That's
Or
really
that
his
he's
story.
like a 50-year-old 40-year-old man. Or no, like how old would he be? 50, right?
Be 50, yeah.
Fucking weirdo. Sick
It's pretty
fuck.
great.
All right. It's what
Yeah.
an amazing character, but holy shit. Um, nice man. So what else? What else from him?
Yeah. So I started going through doing my own playthrough of the game AI Somnium Files
Oh
because
yeah,
I
I
would
gotta
like
start that
to.
shit.
Yeah, because the sequel Nirvana Initiative came out, so I
Yeah.
wanted to. Yep. And I heard, yeah, overall it's a lot shorter than I thought it would be. It's apparently like 30 hours to finish the main story.
Mm.
Yeah, that's a lot. It's definitely shorter than 999 and VLR.
Yeah, way shorter. And speaking of which, yeah, that is definitely his writing. I feel like he got it more. He
Mhm.
is unhinged the best word because like all these characters are freaks in some way or some type
I
of
don't know if
weirdo.
unhinged, if he's not driving away from his formula, but maybe it's just I don't know. Maybe he's taking more risks because he's
Yeah,
always had the freak right character
yeah.
and all his stuff. 999, it would be what's their face? I'm trying to fucking oh, it's the Egyptian woman. It's the who may or may not be Cleopatra, and
Oh,
then
Alice.
yeah, and then the next one she's in there again with the other person who might also be some reincarnation or whatever. And then I forget what the
Not
third one
Zork.
is because I didn't beat it. But
Zero Time Dilemma.
yeah, yeah. Apparently, it's okay compared to the other ones.
Damn, that sucks.
That does suck because I really like VLR. But how's the AI going?
So here's what I will say. Um,
Yeah.
the murder mystery, because it's a murder mystery like taking place in like a alternative timeline of our timeline. Like it takes place in 2020, but it's like a more futuristic version.
Hmm.
Mm.
Okay, but here's what I will say. None of that matters because that's not what this game's about. This game is about realizing how 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 fucked up the mentality the internet mentality is, and just how
Oh.
viewing people through a certain lens is like such a weird and like sort of dehumanizing view. And
Oh.
like the game is actively making fun of every social structure through the internet ever, of like,
Okay.
oh, like tweets and like the mentality of uh like,
Oh, what's up, Justin Platt? Yeah.
hey, how's it going? um yeah, AI Somnium Files. All the characters are freaking weirdos. Like the way you're introduced to one of the characters is uh during a dream sequence, you like kind of like Twin Peaks style, like it's a separate room of reality.
Mm.
Like you your main character is a detective that has lost an eye during one case, and then he has an AI powered eye artificial eye replace, and it's her name's Iba, so eyeball.
Oh yeah, that's the thing. I heard of so many fucking puns
There's so
with
many, dude.
this.
Oh, there's so many, but like they don't stop. It never stops. Like I think
No,
it's in the best way possible. I love
there's
Is it?
no pun mercy. Oh
Is it the? It's not the Kojima SDS and Strand is Strand.
it. No, God, I wish. It's more lighthearted. It's like
Okay.
stuff like AI eyeball,
Mm-hmm.
um,
Mm-hmm.
stuff
Mm-hmm.
like that. Yeah.
I'm not putting you down. I'm just like, oh yeah, no, that's what he's gonna do. Remember that guy who may or may not be Santa Claus in 999?
Yeah, yeah.
His name's Santa. Do you know there's a white Santa and a black Santa, and
Yes.
it's not in the racial sense, but in the evil and good sense.
oh yeah.
And I'm like, no, no, Santa. Can you tell me more? Uh, Fuck,
Yeah.
man, I love his games, but sometimes, some, some,
Sometimes the culture like
I just that's when I think it's like, all right, you're laying in too much, you know,
yeah.
when your character's named Santa and all that shit. Anyway, I
I know
want
you
to
know
play it. I hear this is a really good one
yeah, it's
overall.
really good.
Like the mystery's good. Oh, and real quick, just as a reminder, uh, to like chat. As much as we love the questions, really appreciate them. During the podcast stuff, we probably won't be answering anything,
Yeah.
just because we have this is also gonna be audio. Uh, we really do appreciate it, but yeah, it's probably how it's gonna be.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So you played that. I'm looking forward to
Yeah,
playing that. AI
oh,
Somnium Files. What else?
pretty awesome game. And another thing was well, on top of the other stuff we're gonna discuss later in the podcast, the
Hmm.
let's see. Yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
mean I re oh
Oh, sorry, I was trying to fill in
uh,
space.
Are you
Yes.
looking at
sorry,
any?
Chris, I'm thinking. Let me think. Oh my god.
Think.
Can't do that.
You can't do
Oh,
that on a podcast. You gotta say, you gotta say stuff. You're a character. You Whippy Wim Wham Wazzle. Fill in the,
You have
fill in the space.
you
Chris,
got
it's
any
too damn
idea
early.
how many people think out there? Look at the number one cast. It's it's a it's a bald weightlifter and
Yeah.
then murder. Those are the two things that rank great.
Hang on. I'm gonna go off screen and like blow
um,
my nose. Oh,
but
you
yeah,
know what? Yeah.
I did finish another anime, pretty short that I think you and Ian would get a kick out of,
Yeah.
just
Oh.
not only from a visual standpoint, but from like a premise standpoint as
Mm-hmm.
well.
Hmm. Hmm.
Um, I finished all 12 episodes of the show Sonny Boy.
Johnny
Uh,
boy.
Sonny Boy is essentially well. Here's what doesn't help. I would actually put it closer to Odd Taxi of less you know the better in a
Okay.
good way, but
Okay.
Do you mean Sunny Boy?
essentially Sonny Boy, Sonny
Sunny.
boy. No,
Yeah.
Sonny.
Shut up. Is that how they say it in the show?
I mean that's how they say it, but yeah, I know. So there's Sonny Boy,
Okay.
but that's how they say it in the show. But
Okay. All right. I guess. I mean, if that's what they're calling the character, that's what they're calling the character, right? So.
yeah,
Okay. Sorry. My bad. My mistake. For for that. I'm sorry, Nick. I'm sorry
no,
to interrupt.
So,
you're right.
what
Yeah.
could you tell us possibly? Is it like a big
Yeah.
mystery that you have to unravel, or is there any part that you can kind of tease out?
Um, yeah, I was actually gonna get into that.
Okay.
Because one of the reasons I actually watched it because of how divisive all the reviews and everything around it is.
Okay.
Either people love it or people thought it was a waste of time of a
Mhm.
story.
Mhm.
Um, there there is definitely a mystery of these
Mm,
group of students essentially are placed in this void like dimension. Like there's nothing outside of their high school or like in
okay.
their community, just like a blank
Oh,
void.
just like actual anime.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They yeah they went to the they went past the space in the game, like
Yeah.
what was it called, when you go too far from the actual game,
Oh, just out of border.
out of border, yeah.
Yeah, or out of world.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
uh, so essentially, yeah,
Hmm.
this these students essentially all obtain superpowers, supernatural powers, and then
Okay.
like then it becomes a sort of like Lord of the Flies style. One group doesn't have powers, one group does have powers, and then
Oh.
Oh.
the
Well, the ones
consequences.
with powers have to kill the smaller ones.
Yeah,
That's how you do it.
This is this
This is the
this
way.
is
This
this is what Magneto taught us.
is the
We
way.
have to, we will inherit the earth.
Yeah.
so literally, but it's also like they have to, on top of this,
Hmm.
figure out how, um, like a lot of the physics and a lot of the science, like actually, like what this reality is actually capable of, and like what is the limits,
Okay,
because
so the
because they
rules.
have to, or the rules, yeah,
Yeah,
the
what
set
are
of
the
rules,
rules?
What?
and the whole thing is about them like trying to find a way back home to like Earth, but
Mhm.
um,
Oh, okay.
as like the conflict between the supernatural power and then like the regular, but
Yeah,
then there's also this thing of like the void's rules keep changing because like it's going through different dimensions is
yeah.
Okay.
probably the
Okay.
best way to describe what's happening.
Mhm.
So it's like a randomized scenario each time, and
Okay.
each episode, and it's
That sounds like a
because
lot.
yeah. So then it becomes the question of how does it all pay off, right?
Yeah.
Right.
It
What's
becomes
the end?
divisive
Yeah.
on the end, and then like what the show decides to focus on more.
Uh-huh.
So some
Okay.
people didn't like what the show ended up focusing on more, and
Yeah.
then yeah. So because I know exactly what they're referencing, they do open. The writer himself said, "Oh yeah, I was referencing this book." But if I
Okay.
say
Mhm.
the book and you know what it's about, you know exactly where it's
Oh,
coming
then
from.
I'm gonna know what the show is.
Mm.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay. All right. So that would you say it's worth our time then? Because you did point out that we might like this.
yeah, I do think it is. I
Okay.
do.
Okay.
Then I'll put it on the list. I'll give it a shot.
Yeah.
Because like in my head, right, the first thing, and I don't know, this is with just a little information you gave me.
Mhm.
Um, is definitely to discuss not only like power structure in groups and in societal like places.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I I mean, it would definitely be an exploration in like utilitarian thinking, but also in case of survival, but also like just class warfare. It's literally the who has it, who doesn't,
Yeah.
and what who gets what say and who and what they do next, right?
Yeah.
Oh no, network
And I
error.
also want to bring it up because that we talked about before, this sort of thing of like whenever something that a movie or show that comes out nowadays
Mm-hmm.
doesn't just outright tell you what it's about, it's then considered bad writing.
Oh yeah, yeah, and I fucking hate that shit.
We can talk about that more and more. I think we actually have a perfect other thing to bring that up
Yeah,
on. But
Marvel movies are good because they tell me what to think, and
right?
I don't
Yeah.
want no ambiguity.
So that's the thing with Sonny Boy is that the ambiguity is actually, well, it's actually pretty clear what's happening. It's just a matter of like
Where do you stand
where you
on that?
stand, and then also like the ambiguity of like
Okay,
some characters, like the
something to chew on.
yeah. There's a
Right.
lot. To think, there's definitely a lot to think about with Sonny Boy, and I can see why. I can see both sides, but I
Oh,
think the side that where they to say it's poorly written is not true at all. I think it's overall
okay,
excellent.
yeah,
It's just a matter of like whether or not you agree with the character's choices, and
mm-hmm.
like
Mhm.
see, and then that's what I do appreciate is like how there isn't a lens of like this is the right thing to do, this is the bad thing. Like there's no
Yeah.
anime moments like that.
No,
Yeah.
that's good. All right.
I do appreciate that. It actually
Yeah.
leans more toward Gridman in that sense of like this sort of like
Yeah, that is one of the things Gridman does well, I think. For the newer ones, right?
yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm with you on that. Where you have to figure
Well,
out what their motivations are, because they all have different ones. They really do. You get that
I
one.
think
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I think that one thing that would be helpful during today's conversation definitely
Yeah.
we should at some point we should go over like the difference between a deliberate ambiguity that's like working toward the narrative's the kind of strengths and goals,
Okay.
or narrative ambiguity that's like, you didn't fucking know what you were doing.
You
You
didn't
just
know either. Yeah.
you just stopped, like, because there's a big difference. There's a
Yeah.
huge difference that I think to
It's-
what you both have just said. I agree. I think that most people just genuinely don't get it. Like
Yeah.
when there are movies where you're not supposed to get a solid answer,
Mhm.
and that's the point. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, man. So that sounds interesting because I hadn't even heard of that. Sunny Boy or
Yeah.
Sonny Boy,
Sonny Boy.
not Sunny Boy, Sonny Boy.
Yeah,
Okay.
it came out last year. And it was like a very, I. It's funny because it's 12 episodes, but I feel like it's very condensed
new.
in that I don't think I can't imagine episode 13. I think
Okay.
12 is like it ends is all I'll say.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Right on.
That sounds
But yeah,
promising.
I'll say that. I was doing mostly like listening to a lot more recent albums that have been coming out lately, like Domi and JD Beck's
Yeah, I still haven't listened to
new
that.
album.
So,
Tight. I'm sorry, not tight is the name of the album.
How is not tight? What's the sound kind of like?
You know
Neo
what?
Jazz.
Oh.
I was about to say, if
Mm.
you know what they're about, you will get that in spades. Is
Yeah.
Okay.
what this album is.
Okay.
And you told me that you said like for better and for worse, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
because it's tough
Happens.
to, especially if you're doing like a full album listen, beginning to end.
Uh-huh.
You're listening to like those snippets you're exposed to on YouTube. You're listening to those type of snippets for about 45 minutes. Um, and
That's a long time for
and it
that
gets,
kind of music.
yeah,
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
gets strenuous and
Yeah.
like yeah, that's definitely the tough part about it. And it's also like I ended up enjoying more of the slower songs. And actually them like pacing themselves and hearing like
Mhm.
each note put down.
I like hearing them actually play. Is
That's
that-
what I'm saying.
Weird, man.
no. I get what you're saying though.
Mhm.
If it's too strenuous, yeah, on the ears for too long, then like you kind of just drone it. You either have to drone out, or you just gotta turn the shit off. Not because it's bad or anything, but because you literally can't take it, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying.
but yeah, the song I think my favorite song on it right now is the one with Herbie Hancock.
Oh yeah, you're telling me about that one. I want to listen to that one.
Yeah, and sorry, you don't have to rob me.
Yeah.
And Moon. Those two I really like. The ones with Kurt Rosenwinkel is really good. Whoa. Um, the ones with Anderson .Paak, Busta Rhymes, and Snoop Dogg. That was pretty good.
Ooh,
I don't know if
ooh, that sounds good.
yeah, it does sound like a
Fucking
pretty
love
crazy.
Busta Rhyme.
Hell yeah. But yeah, the Thundercat one was good. The one with Mac DeMarco was another slow song I really liked.
Oh.
I always liked Mac DeMarco's writing more than his music.
Okay.
Like when he co-writes stuff, I really like how he brings out a lot of um, sort
Yeah,
of
that
like
happens.
specific musicality stuff for
Yeah.
other musicians. So he kind of like forces people to slow down and like
Hmm.
make. He's really good at hooks and catch and like just being really catchy.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
reminiscent of like it's kind of like the opposite of Skepta, right? And I don't even think Skepta's his own work is bad. It's still good and his rhymes are still great, but whenever he has someone else write and he's just starring on it,
Mm.
like he fucking kicks ass. Like it's
Mm.
so many like he always brings something that's really great.
Mhm.
And this is coming from someone who really fucking likes Skepta as a rapper. But yeah, no, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, that one really like the Thundercat ones. I mean, you probably heard it all before if you have exposed. But if you're not
Hmm.
exposed to both Thundercat and Nomi style, it's very much them sort of just exclaiming, "We like jazz and we like this."
Are
It's
you
very
cool? We are cool.
Very cool.
yeah,
That's cool.
yeah. But yeah, overall good. Great debut album. I don't know
Okay.
where they can go from here, but I am looking forward to it. Um, yeah.
Right on. What else, man?
I think that's it for me right now.
Oh, okay. All right, let's move on to Ian then.
Alrighty. Well, let's see. I had a pretty active month, guys.
Yeah, from what
Uh,
I heard.
I'll start off with a movie that y'all didn't see.
Okay.
So I went to the picture show, and I had another double feature gang.
Okay.
And well, the second movie we watched was The Black Phone, starring Ethan Hawke and children. And
That is true. Like, whenever I saw the trailer, I was like, I only recognize Ethan Hawke. I do not recognize anyone else.
yeah, it's not.
I like
It's
Ethan Hawke too.
I like Ethan Hawke as well. I even
Yeah.
liked him in listen, Sinister was not necessarily my jam,
Uh-huh.
but I at least appreciated, his performance in it. I thought that he was never not entertaining to watch.
Yeah.
Um, so The Black Phone is an adaptation of a Joe Hill short story,
Oh shit! Look at that.
and it's got that King DNA in it, just
Okay.
baked in. So I guess the shortest version of a review I could give is, if you already like Stephen King shit, you'll like this.
Okay, so I probably would get a kick out of it then.
The the general broad story that they're pitching is it's the mid-70s and there's a child napper on the loose.
Okay.
That's really it.
And that's all you need.
That's all you need. It's scary. It's pretty scary, guys. I liked it just because it has kind of that the Stephen King stuff that's like 90% legitimate, life-threatening, like real life kind of danger.
Yeah.
And then there's like 10% where he's like, well, I gotta throw in a little weird thing.
Yeah, it's got it. You got to question whether or not it's supernatural.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So he throws a little sprinkle of that in with his sister. Early on, they established that his sister has dreams that sometime happen.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Why aren't they ever good dreams?
Right? Why are they always screaming?
Because I feel like that you can get as much horror from that too, in the sense that like it just shouldn't be here. Like this shouldn't exist. Yeah.
Deeply, deeply troubling. I'll try and talk around stuff without spoiling the story, really.
Okay.
Even though it is, I will tell you guys again, and I'm saying this in a positive way. It is a to B simple as hell story. It is not very complicated at all.
Okay.
And I think that's a strength. It doesn't try and do like. I could easily see someone else taking the story and trying to make like a 7 out of it and like adding things.
Okay.
I think it kind of sings based on that's it. This is all. This is still pretty upsetting, right? Well, there you go. There you go.
How long is it?
It's 100 minutes.
Okay. So you get your hour and 40 worth.
Yeah.
That's
it. It's so the thing that I definitely want to praise really quick is Ethan Hawke. Fucking very upsetting. Very good as a villain. You don't get a big backstory for him. He is just some creep with a van, and he's clearly doing something not nice. So,
Okay.
I kind of liked that. I like that we didn't have to.
Yeah.
We don't need to dig into that. He's just a creep with a van. The other thing I honestly wanted to say that I was kind of I think impressed. I don't know if impressed is the exact right word I want to use, but
Yeah.
um, so the story does deal with like violence with children.
Okay.
Essentially, is the crux of the story
Yeah.
with a kidnapper on the loose. But like the movie also kind of does this really good job of kind of depicting childhood as a very dangerous time of your life.
Yeah.
So there's like two scenes that really like stand out to you because the first 30 minutes of the movie is just set up for
Yeah.
who your characters are and all that. And so they have a fight scene where like three bullies try and beat up your protagonist.
Okay.
And it is like
And it,
grody. It is
yeah,
rough.
it's that Stephen King psycho bully.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
just a
exactly.
murder.
Like
The
like the
Stranger
child,
Things. I'm holding a child holding a child over a cliff.
but like for
So,
real, like fucking children like doing a flip on the other one and then
yeah.
like hit a kid in the face with a rock. Like that kind of
Fuck.
like nasty
It's
bullying.
Kane struck at Table.
Oh my, yeah, exactly.
Hell yeah.
Then there's another plot line that I'll talk a little bit about, and again, trying not to spoil anything here,
No.
but so you get the impression that the one of the big dynamics at home was that they were raised by a single father
Mhm.
who very suddenly lost his wife,
Yeah.
and that he blames her quote unquote mental illness, dream believing, on why it ruined their family unit, essentially.
Okay.
And so you get the story of the drunk single father, which is also very King-esque to me. Like, uh, but there is like a scene early on, I guess, as a warning to people, because
Hmm.
this was like something that got a reaction out of the audience
Okay.
in a way that I haven't had an audience get a reaction, which is so the drunk dad also very early on in the movie, we establish he does not like the idea of the psychic anything. That's
Yeah.
not real, and that's what ruined our family and made me start drinking so much.
Uh-huh.
And he belts this little girl
Okay.
so fucking hard. I don't think I've seen that in a movie. I can't remember the last time I saw something like that in a movie where it was just like,
Definitely not a modern day movie.
no,
No.
no, 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 no. And the way in which it's just so, the reason I bring it up, well, one is just because if you were interested, and listener, if you're upset by those kind of things, I wanted to warn you beforehand a little bit. But
Yeah.
uh, like, I think that kind of also sets a weird part of the tone of the movie where it's like, oh, these children, none of these children feel safe anywhere. They have
Yeah.
awful parents, and they have authority figures that don't look out for them, and so you feel very much like that.
Okay.
That very much that childlike sense of, oh wow, you're very small and in it on your own, you know.
Mhm.
But overall, yeah, amazing performances. The kids that they get to do these like little monologues in the story are amazing.
Okay.
Really, really powerful, good performances.
Yeah.
Uh, and again, yeah, if you like Stephen King stuff, you'll really dig the movie. Yeah,
Okay. I probably would. All right. Yeah, I was wondering
yeah,
if it's worth a shot. So maybe I'll
yeah,
give it once I get a
yeah.
chance. Nice.
Yeah. Uh, Gosh, what else have I been watching? Well, I'll talk a little bit about we didn't talk about it on the record, right? And we talked a little bit about Amphibia.
Yeah.
We uh uh that was fantastic. I've been
Mhm.
listening to music. I could talk a little bit about that.
What have you been listening to?
What have I been listening to?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
I've been listening to
It's garbage. Whatever you like.
yeah,
I hate the
hot.
bands you like.
I know you do.
No.
Like, I I started listening to like hip people music just because.
Yeah? Yeah. Like what?
Well,
Like name something. Name.
I'll tell you right now.
Come on,
Some
old
really hip.
man. What's hip?
There's this electric artist called Sophie, that she
Well,
does
I've
like,
never heard of her, so that
oh,
can't be hip.
that's not that's not that's not what's in. I'll tell you what's in. Garth Brooks. That's
Garth
the only.
Brooks, Canned Heat, there, ZZ Top, still
Mhm.
going, and I
Dixie
don't
Chicks, are
know.
they still a thing?
Mudvayne is touring.
Again,
Power Man 5000 is on that tour.
Cameron.
Oh my god, is that a real artist? What is
Power Man
5,000?
5000? You don't know Power Man 5000? Yeah.
I don't.
You know what?
No.
You know one song because they were on Tony Hawk soundtrack, and
Oh,
it's the
okay.
only song they know. I just want to make sure I get the name right.
It's the only
Okay.
song they
Isn't
know.
it When Worlds Collide? That's the
Yeah.
When Worlds Collide.
And is that classic Tony? That's Tony Hawk 1?
That is Tony Hawk 2.
2.
Tony
Oh,
Hawk
I played
first,
that one too.
Yeah.
Okay.
I believe
Okay.
Tony Hawk 1 or 2.
Okay.
That's hip. You can't tell me that's not.
I won't lie. That is, if you're on a Tony Hawk game, you're probably cool
Benny
as
Hill. Benny Hill's on.
fuck. Benny Hill,
Is
the comedian.
It's that one song he made, the Benny Hill theme. And,
Oh, okay.
that's hip. The Supremes are still going,
Oh,
and you know, it's hip, man. Hanson is still doing its thing.
yeah,
And-
yeah. You know those brothers, unstoppable.
The prelude to the Jonas Brothers, if you ask me. All that good jazz
Oh, and jazz, of course.
and
Classical,
jazz
And many
classic.
more.
and,
And many more.
many more.
How long did it take for them to stop playing those? Wow, now that's what I call.
I think they're
I-
still going, dude. Hang on,
I'm
let me.
still-
You know where you just cannot decide. You know, okay. So
Yeah.
They just won't leave me alone.
there's that game series Danganronpa, which is always compared to the guy we were talking about earlier with 999. And there it's Ultra Despair Girls is the game where it introduces a character. And as much as I don't like that game, except for certain bits, one of my favorite things out of any character description I've ever read is for favorite music. This character's favorite music is the top 100, and I just to describe someone who's so milquetoast and going with the times and has no agency. I like that. I like that.
She has no hard opinions about anything.
Anything, nothing, whatever's cool, man. That's what I like. And I appreciate that. I think that's funny. Now that's what I call music. Oh, they do now. That's what I call a decade.
Oh God. Oh Jesus. Fucking God.
But
Oh
then
my.
they, like, that's what I call 90s.
That's what I call the 2000s.
But don't
Oh.
say that. Don't say that. Are we here? Are we actually there?
I'm looking at the volume. Oh my god, dude, we're in triple digits. 111. Now that's what I call music. 111 came out on April 8th. 112 has. Oh, what would you look at that? It came out 2 days ago.
Oh. Wow. Really?
Would you look at that? 31
Keep it up.
tracks.
91.
91? No, 112.
112. Jesus fucking.
In the Air Tonight, 88 by Phil Collins is on there.
Wait. This isn't even
hold on.
music from now. This is bullshit they just grabbed at
Never
random.
mind.
This isn't.
Oh, lies.
Oh my god, that's.
There's the Now That's What I Call Christmas series, the Now Dance series, although that ended in 2016.
Mm.
I guess because we did it all. And
We did all the dances. Yeah.
now that's what I call special editions. Now that's what I call Running 2017. That's funny. Now that's what I call footy anthems. and
What?
Is that genuine? Is that a real one?
yeah,
That's what I call
that's a real
footy.
one.
Oh my god.
Now that's what I call old school, but spelled with a K instead of CH. Now that's what I call footy back of the net.
What? Wait, for making this is music for making goals. Play your footy.
Oh, okay. So I don't know what HMV stands for in regular people terms. I just know I just know it as hentai music video
Why?
because of the internet.
They had music videos for
Yeah.
hentai?
Oh, hang on, hang on. Yeah. No, that's what I call HMV. I don't know if that's a real thing.
Oh
Hentai music video.
Hang on. What's Sorry, I got a call real quick. But yeah, no,
no!
it's still going, man. Yeah. Yeah.
That's very,
It's
very
still
funny.
fucking. So what were we talking about? You listen to hip stuff. You listen to.
Oh, yeah, I listened to some electric.
Oh.
Yeah,
Ooh,
I
better
know.
watch
It's
out.
very hip. It's
Oh,
very, it's very bleeding edge.
What was it,
Uh,
Sophie?
take over.
it was Sophie. She had done
Oh, I know her. Yeah. It's okay to cry.
It's Okay to Cry. Yeah,
Yeah. No.
And then she also did I actually got more into her. I found out she did a collaboration with Kevin Abstract.
Yeah.
If I can find the name of that song, I will tell you right now. Hold on.
Yeah. She sadly passed away last year.
Very
Uh,
abruptly.
yeah.
Very abruptly. Yeah. Yeah.
And yeah. No, she. I know her and Vince Staples did stuff together.
Oh, in fact, I didn't know
Yeah.
about that. I have to look that up.
She's known more for her producing. Like,
Yes.
yeah,
Yes. She
she's
was
a
more
really good producer.
producer.
Yeah.
And
And that's why I knew her for. I didn't know her actual music. Or like sorry, I didn't know her released stuff, like
right. Yeah.
self-titled release stuff.
Her self-release stuff is very like um I don't know how else to describe it. It's very extreme. It feels like she described her music as being like hearing it from the inside of the instrument. But I don't know.
Interesting.
It was very fun. It feels very big and like yeah, it has a scope that's like the deep notes are like insanely deep,
Yeah.
and then there's a lot of like this is how you know it's hip. There's a lot of sounds in there that aren't instruments. They're just like stuff.
Scary.
I know, it's different. It's very different.
That's hilarious for you to describe. Like, as me and Nick, who have been listening to so many different things, including the entire fucking like most of the synthwave scene, especially in LA. Like, oh man, and I've shown you bands for another project that I
Yep.
regularly listen to, like
Yes.
Aranzi Pazuzu and all that. Oh, this is funny, man. What other hip things? Because she's good. She's good. I
She's
will say
good.
Sophie's good. Yeah.
Um,
Ultra talented. Too soon,
I
really.
she did production for this young artist called Cashmere Cat,
Uh-huh.
and
That's
I can only describe Cashmere Cat sonically as being a schoolgirl trapped in a space station. It's a really interesting sound. It's like I like a lot of it. I really do like a lot of it.
Yeah.
Like she has one track called 9, just the numeral 9.
Okay.
And that's a co-production, and I think Sophie appears on that track. But it does sound a lot like if a space station was under attack, and then a young girl was like very sad that this was going on.
that this is happening.
A bummer.
This is guys, I don't like to see conflict like this. It's
Oh yeah, look, Coachella. Oh, you're listening to bands who played at Coachella. Look at you.
you know, some really bleeding edge stuff, guys. I'm really
Yeah.
coming up.
Watch out, he's gonna listen to Major Lazer over here.
I'm gonna. Hey,
What's
have you
that
guys?
tiger one that everyone at my old job used to try to get me into? Is it Black Tiger? Nick, what's a Mecha Tiger? Mecha
What?
Robot Tiger. You know what I'm talking about?
You mean the song
Is that? Oh, it's the song. It's not the guy.
Tiger?
It's that one
Tiger?
everyone at the at our old job used to try to get us into.
I have no idea.
Fuck. Okay. Well, never mind that. Thank you, Nick, for for ruining the momentum. Really.
How am I supposed? No, don't.
Well, okay. If we're talking about
No, I'm kidding.
local bands that hip people expect you to have listened to, I feel like the answer is Chicano Batman. That's the one that everybody's like.
Yeah, that's the one
"Oh."
everyone assumes that I know for
Yeah.
for reasons, and I do, and I think he's good, but I
Yeah.
don't regularly listen to him. Is the deal?
Same.
Yeah.
But if you do go out, I've heard, I've I've heard they're a staple apparently out and
Yeah.
about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh? Whether we want them to be a staple or not.
What?
they are.
Yeah, that's exactly. Yes, that's correct.
Oh, I don't know, because when I think about that, right? Like when I think about that phrase, Nick, I think about like Sublime, Red Hot Chili Peppers,
Oh yeah.
and how I'm supposed to like them because I'm from
Well,
SoCal, and specifically, being around Long Beach,
yeah.
I gotta like Sublime, and
Well, you guys know that every time you drive past the beach, you legally have to play Californication. That's the rule.
fucking dude, and it's always the worst Red Hot Chili Pepper songs that everyone's like, those you should know that, and I'm like, I do, I just don't listen.
Right. Yeah.
It's never their early, really like kind of more punkish stuff.
No, it's not. No.
Yeah. I'm not even saying they're bad. I think they're good musicians. It's just fuck, man.
No,
They get
listen.
overplayed, and those songs like go on. I think too long. Like
They're
for the
all like
later
over
ones.
5, right? They're
Yeah,
5
they're all
to
like 5 or
6.
6 minutes. Having said that, first album I ever bought with my own money on CD was Stadium Arcadium
Oh, okay.
with my own cash. Yeah,
It's like confessing.
you know.
Wait,
And I
okay.
hate that album.
Really quick around the horn, Nick. What was your first album that you bought with your own money?
If I say, the moment I say it's the most me thing ever.
Yeah, I know Nick's answer, and it's like, well, you just lucked out.
What's it? What is it?
It was Gorilla's self-titled album in 2001.
Oh,
Yeah.
damn. Okay.
Yeah. He made the right choice.
He made the right choice. He really nailed that one. Shit. You know what? I stand
with
by
your
the
own money,
album.
not what you got as a gift.
Right. I stand by the album.
Okay.
Not the entirety of the career, but the album.
Oh God. Okay.
I bought American Idiot. That was my first album I bought.
Oh, I think that was my second.
Okay.
I remember when that came out. Yeah, I know. Everything after, huh? It's just
man.
not as good.
Not the same.
It's sadly been a kind of Freddy Krueger. It's diminishing returns every time.
And I don't even enjoy like pop punk anymore. As I did like when I was young. But going back to like Dookie and American Idiot, I could go, okay, as it like where I was younger, that totally makes sense for me liking that.
Yeah.
I will say third album was the System of a Down CD.
The third album
self-titled. It was the self-titled one with the hand. It's the one I bought.
Yes. Yeah. That one, and then I don't know. I wanted so badly to hold on to what I had remembered when they came out with, what is it, 21st Century Breakdown? I think that was the album that came like a few years after that.
Oh, for Green Day?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right.
It was just not, just can't do the same thing twice, man.
No.
Yeah. No. Eh, there it is. Well, Nick, you win this game.
You win.
Congratulations.
You lucked
Right.
out. But
So
yeah, so you've been listening to cool music.
I've been listening to some cool music, guys. Not to brag, but
Right. Is it because of your students? Or like the kids you're mentoring?
listen, this we don't have to bring the kids into this.
Oh yeah. So what? I hit it on the head. You were trying. Were you
I
trying to
don't-
relate to them, or were they suggesting you were being polite?
I
That's what I want to know.
okay. There may have been an instance
Uh
in which somebody in some
huh.
setting suggested, "Oh, I think you'd probably like this if you like." Oh, because you keep talking about
You won't shut
fucking
up.
Grimes or whatever, and so
You
they're
won't
like,
shut
"Oh,
the fuck up about the
you'd
one
like
I'll
this."
Just wanted to shut up, so I have to listen.
This fucking prattling infant keeps talking about goddamn Kevin Abstract. Fine.
I don't even know that one. Yeah, that's.
Kevin Abstract. He's a really good rapper, actually.
don't
Highly
know.
recommend his sound. His album. He has an album called Georgia. That's a great album, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Man, see, even when I was listening to rap, God, he's younger than me. That's fucked up. Even when I was listening to rap, like I was
Mhm.
listening to like Vince Staples and fucking oh my God, what's her name? Why am I forgetting? She made Gray Matter.
Lil Sims.
Who?
Lil Sims.
Lil Sims. Yeah, sorry, you're really really low. Even that, I was like, and then people weren't listening to them. I was like, oh come on.
Guys,
I think
I'm
Lil
finally
Sims has two
here.
of the best rap albums of the past decade. Like,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
oh jeez.
Well.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, so the child told you.
So the child said, "Hey,
Said to the man.
you like Grimes?" And I was like, "Yeah, I like Grimes a lot." And he was like, you know what you'd probably like? You'd like this girl. And he played Bip, which is like one of the singles Sophie released.
Oh yeah.
Oh, this is great. Wow, this is really good. And he's like, you listen to rap too? Listen to this. And then he didn't sound like a robot.
Yeah.
But
You're trying to hide their identity.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I made him sound like Jumby from Pee-wee's Playhouse just so you wouldn't recognize him. And then he played the collab that she had done with with Kevin, I think. And it was so good. It was Kendrick Lamar. It was so fucking good. So fucking good. And I was like, I'll just go down this hole then. Check it out.
Yeah.
And that then led me to like all these electric people. And the oh my god though. There was one album that was so kind of outside of what my listening experience had been like.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm going to be mocked by the people who know music, but there was one album that I was just like, I don't know what this is, and it was called 1,000 Gex. I think that's what they're called. And they're like, called hyper pop, and it just sounds like it sounds like a pop song shoved through the Chipmunks machine. It was very strange, very very strange.
Nothing
no?
about. Yeah.
No. Okay.
Don't know
Scroll on
any.
for
Oh, you
you.
mean 100 gex?
100 Gex. Yes.
No, wait. Okay, so 1,000 gex is the album, but 100 gex is the band because they're fucking assholes.
Oh, okay.
No, I don't. No, I don't. I don't know.
You're annoying.
No. Let's commit to this. This is the bit now.
I feel bad. They can be really good people, and like I just.
Nah.
We've actually donated most of our album books to charity. What pieces of shit, right? um, uh, I'm sorry. I feel like I've been going on for a while. I've got some
Yeah.
other stuff I can jump over to, and
Okay.
just
Yeah,
get
we
in.
spent way more time on this music thing than I thought we would.
I apologize.
No, that's
Calling
more
me an
me
old.
than anything. But
uh,
yeah, you know what? Before we return to you though,
yes.
let's take a quick break because I gotta use the bathroom. So
All right. No problem.
let's do that. And we are back.
Awesome.
Mhm.
Cool. All right. So Ian, back to what you've been watching.
Yes, I'll just jump quickly through two of the old movies
Okay.
that I sat down to watch. Like I said, I've been trying to get my roommate kind of caught up on movie literacy.
Okay.
So we watched yet another John Carpenter and yet another John Waters film back to
Oh,
back.
nice. What'd you watch?
What a pair. We
Yeah.
ended up watching Martin, which was a 77, I want to say, movie about a teenage boy who believes he is a vampire.
Okay.
It's a very dark but kind of funny movie. It's like a very weird movie to watch. It's
You
are
sure
you
you're
guys
not talking
familiar?
about George Romero?
Oh, dude, you're right. It was not Carpenter. It was Romero.
Yeah.
That was George Romero. You're right. You're
Yeah,
absolutely,
because I'm looking it up. But okay.
because he
Yep.
plays the priest in it. George Romero
Yes.
plays the priest in the movie too.
Yeah.
A great movie though. Really, really good movie. With really weirdly grim, funny parts in it. I'd recommend it if you don't mind kind of like 70s horror, because
Okay.
it's kind of in that
Gotcha. No, I dig 70s horror. I can get behind that.
yeah. And then what was the other way? The other one we ended up watching was Female Trouble by John Waters, which
Oh, nice.
it's a classic. If you haven't seen it, I'd recommend it. It's a hard movie to really pitch to somebody as a story, but because I mean, listen, if you like that guy's movies, you'll like this. It's people treating each other like dog shit for the joke. So
Okay.
so and then I'll just I wanted to jump over one last thing. I've been reading, and I just
Ooh.
picked up this book called Truth of the Divine, which is a sci-fi novel. It's by a YouTube person named Lindsay Ellis.
Oh, okay. I know the Lindsay Ellis name.
And she wrote a sci-fi book, and so I went ahead and took a look at it, and I don't know. It had an it had enough of a pitch that I was like, okay, I'll read that. Which was, what if Twilight but with an alien, and then also the alien is like super not a person, like in any remote way.
Okay.
Is the alien human like?
Yeah.
So I've only read like a little bit of it, but it's really interesting just because, I mean, I don't know how else to say this, but if you remember the film The Shape of Water,
Yeah.
if you remember the film The Shape of Water, it is like a woman who is in love with like something not even kind of human-ish.
Okay.
I think the aliens in this are like praying mantises that like developed from like a hive family, and just like the characterization of like an alien's psychology that shares no relationship to the values or norms of a human mind,
Yeah.
I think is some of the more interesting parts of the writing.
Not the part
So,
where the character wants to fuck the mantis.
well, the fucking the mantis is just the bait, and the
Oh,
psychology
yeah.
the psychology is the hook.
Then maybe it is good. Maybe it is good because that's it's smart. Can't say that's
Yeah.
not smart.
Yeah. Yep. Hey, you wanna read this book? How? It's not even about that. Yeah. I
That's no excuse.
That's the book should end, and then they had sex, and then that should be,
and then they banged.
and then they fucked. They didn't have sex; they fucked.
Like,
Weird alien babies.
I can't describe to you how upsetting it was, but whoo boy, whoo boy. Tell you what. Yeah. It's a really interesting bit of a read. Also, kind of weird for someone my specific age, in that it's for some reason set in 2006.
Yeah, the distant past.
So there's like lots of very weird specific references to like I guess what I would describe as like slight alternate history kind of deal.
Hang on, Ian. Your mic is like muffled or something.
Oh, sorry. How's
There you
that?
go. That's better. Yeah.
The book does have like what I was gonna say is like it's sci-fi that also has weird alternate history sort of
Okay.
takes in it,
Yeah.
and that is like they specifically named President George W. Bush resigns because of something to do with the aliens, and then President Dick Cheney is elected to
Oh
another
God.
term. Yes.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, he kind of already was president if you think
He-
about it.
Fair. That's you know what?
Yes.
That's a fair critique.
Yes.
Yeah.
And people don't remember, huh? Like what
These
that was.
damn kids. Let's talk about these damn kids and things they don't fucking remember.
He's still
How
fucking
dare-
alive too. Don't you just want him to like fucking eat it? Like
Fucking
And he killed a lot of people.
listen,
Anyway,
yeah.
kids,
Oh yeah. Oh, I consider him a war criminal.
kids. Not only did he murdered a bunch of people, he
He shot that dude in the
he,
foot.
he shot that dude in the face, man. He shot that.
Oh, was it the
friend-
face? I thought it was the foot.
It was with bird shot.
Yeah,
It was
bird
like
shot.
little
It was
buck seeds in his fucking face. And to top it off, sir, the dude who got shot 3 days later issued an apology to him because he's like, "Oh, I feel like people are really blowing this out of proportion because you shot me in the fucking face."
And he deserves the worst and more. But yeah, that's fine. That's a fun
There's
thing
another way to
for a
put
book.
it.
Fun thing for a little sci-fi whimsy.
Hey, speaking of like old fucking politicians just not
Yeah.
dying, when's
Yeah.
when's the Queen gonna finally kick it? I've been waiting.
Oh my god, I'm so glad I can talk to someone about Queen Death. So.
Oh, dude, yeah, you haven't been on our Discord because it's just me and Rick going like, when's is the Queen fucking dead yet? Like,
I
let's
don't
check out that
understand.
Twitter account. Is the Queen dead
What?
yet?
The Queen had a Tinder account?
No. There's a Twitter account called "Is the Queen Dead Yet?"
Oh, okay. I mean, hey,
Is the
whoever
Queen
they
dead?
are,
Yeah.
you should go date them. Everybody, you should go date that person. The fucking Jesus Christ. The fact that I think almost every time that I think about it, I just get freaked out by the idea of how the fuck did people keep choosing that?
Yeah.
How did
They didn't have a
what?
choice.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
that's probably
Yeah.
that's
It's the real answer.
I guess that's the real answer. Fair enough, man. You're right.
Can't wait for it, dude. I'm like,
Ding
I'm gonna
dong.
pop off the day it happens. I might throw a party.
You want to
I
have a
like-
dead queen party?
I'm down. Yeah, like a kegger. Go buy a keg.
Yeah.
We have to tap it out. That's.
Are we going to make it a super patriotic party too? Is it gonna be like...
Make
This
it
is a
weird.
dark-
No. I don't want that because I don't want it to be attributed to the U.S. Right? Because
Fair,
this is
Same.
I want the Queen fucking dead.
We'll get
I
those
don't want
cardboard cutouts.
I don't want anyone else taking away
Went to-
my desire,
My
right?
special
Like
day.
my share. Yeah, fuck it.
My truth.
Shit,
Uh.
dude. No, I might buy a keg. Like I might buy a keg for that day, and we have to tap it out. No one's leaving the party until that keg is tapped.
I'm ready. I'm fun. I'm so red. This sounds so fun. Oh goddamn.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. Well, let's definitely do that. And I'll throw out one last thing, and then we can jump over and get into the next part, if you want. I was gonna say, has anybody been keeping up with What We Do in the Shadows?
Oh yeah, I just caught up with the night market episode was the last episode. I saw.
So good, man.
Oh yeah, no, the show's great. It's still great. I don't know. It's one of the funniest shows currently airing, if not the funniest one.
Yeah, I would so agree. I think I said this last time, but I'll say it again. Like, so impressed that Taika he's EPing and writing on 3 different shows, and they're all
Yeah.
fucking bangers, man. They're all good.
It's that
Like,
one. It's the pirate one, and
yeah, what was?
Wellington Paranormal.
Oh no. Oh shit, yeah, he's doing Wellington Paranormal. He's also the executive producer of Reservoir Dogs on FX as
Oh,
well.
I didn't know that bit. Okay,
Yeah, yeah.
that's cool.
Yeah. I mean, it's good
Mhm.
stuff, guys. If you, for everybody who hasn't watched Res Dogs, I highly recommend it. It
Yeah, it's on
is
list.
like it's a dark comedy, I guess, is the
Yeah.
best way to describe it. Yeah. But yeah, man, what do you think of the Colin Robinson storyline
It's
this year?
fucking just him. It's so creepy looking at him. It's great. Nick, are you caught up with What We Do in the Shadows at least end of season 3?
No, sorry.
Ah,
No.
man.
Okay, so not even the end of season 3. Okay.
Sorry.
No. So I won't spoil a certain thing,
Yeah.
but just the constant asking of guess what
Fucking
in that one
Jesus.
episode. It's fucking hilarious. It's great. It's great.
You could just say whatever you want to say.
You have to
don't
say
hold-
guess what. Then of course Matthew Berry's fan fucking tastic. So.
Matthew Perry is
Matthew Perry.
exceptional.
Matthew Perry is a
Matt-
very different
oh.
person.
Yes, Matt Perry. Matt Berry is
Yeah.
very yes. Matt Berry's
Just
Matt Berry's whole thing with the construction men
yeah.
is
It's great. Yeah, he's him just watching a construction show nonstop and being like, "Well,
What?
can we put that in? Can we?"
they're not going to do a bilateral wall there.
Oh, you simple fool! They will do.
There's not enough scaffolding.
They-
It's so fucking good. It's so fucking good. Yeah.
No, the show's great. Show's great. All right, but yeah. Anything else you watched or?
Gosh. Nothing really coming to mind. I've had
Okay.
still been a pretty busy week. you know,
Yeah, it's a busy month.
busy month.
Let's see. Okay, so I'll go. In the time that we've been. Oh, we went to Disneyland.
Oh, nice.
Me, Nick, and yeah, my sisters. All the siblings went. First time being at that Star Wars thing. This was like 2 weeks ago, 2 or 3 weeks ago.
How was it?
Yo, it's cool.
How's it?
That Star Wars thing, it's pretty cool to walk around. It's really well realized. The sounds are great. It's kind of what you want.
Mhm.
Like, and God, dude, just the constant love-hate relationship I have with Star Wars. And just I'm out, now I'm back in. It's fucking Star Wars land. We rode both the rides there, although the Millennium Falcon one did break down halfway we were through,
Boo.
which kind of sucked. I can't believe how they just throw you into it. You got to control everything.
Oh, for real?
Yeah,
Oh,
like you just got to learn, and you don't get the sensitivity of like everything yet.
Mhm.
Yeah, man, it's so the half that we explored was cool, but the real shit, right?
Yeah.
Is Rise of the Resistance.
Mhm.
Have you ridden that?
No, man. I'm in.
Okay, then I
Disneyland
will
in
not say
a
anything
while. Okay.
because the less you know, the better that ride is.
Oh, okay. All right.
But it
Alright.
is 100% worth your time.
All right. I think that I've been thinking about going back. Is it wiser? Now, let me ask you guys: is it wiser to do a pass or to just do a day?
I imagine with Pride, because Pride, we lucked out. We our family won free tickets at like a baby shower.
That's right.
So me and Nick, we would have never gone,
Mhm.
right? If it wasn't for those free tickets. I don't know. I want to say one day would be fine, especially since you live in California. It's
That's
just, yeah,
true.
it's expensive as fuck, dude.
It is. Yeah.
But that ride is 100% worth your time.
Okay. All right, man.
I won't say more than that then.
Okay.
If you ever do ride it, please let me know so we can talk about it.
Okay. All right.
What else? We went to Avengers Land, Avengers Campus. which
Mhm.
kind of sucks.
Really?
I'll be real. Yeah. I don't know, Nick. Did you like it?
No.
Yeah, me neither. There's nothing fucking do except the Spider-Man ride and the Pim's like eatery, which had good drinks, but they were very sugary.
Mm.
Um, and the Spider-Man ride I was kind of disappointed in because it's motion tracked and you're supposed to be like Spider-Man shooting the spider webs at the
Uh-huh.
robots.
Sure.
And you're going pew 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 pew, but like literally you're doing this because you have to get your hands like Spider-Man.
Oh, okay.
But it's motion
Okay.
track, so it's not that great.
Oh, that's a bummer.
Yeah, that part's a bummer.
Wait,
Um,
did you guys go on the Guardians of
so
the
me and Nick
Guardians
went
ride?
on that when it first opened, like near
Oh, okay.
closer to that, yeah.
Okay.
Which I think if unless they changed it, I still the ride was like a little short for my taste.
Okay.
Although the animatronic Rocket Raccoon was like the coolest part of my bit, like the
Oh,
being in that hall.
okay.
Although as much as I like Twilight Zone, kind of bummed out they took that out, but
I agree.
yeah.
I fucking that the Rod Sterling record was shockingly good.
Hmm. Oh yeah. And then as for the bigger stuff, man, yeah, that's pretty much anything I want to like. My only takeaway from going back to Disneyland after years, I'm talking about like 5 or 6 years, right?
Mhm.
Um, is that it'd be way better if there were no kids and there were no old people, and it was just 20 to 40. After that, you're not allowed to go to Disneyland. No, I mean like because then I think about that statement. It's like, well, obviously the opposite's true. It's for the families and all that.
Right.
It's just man, being
I
around families when you're not part of one kind of sucks, right?
I dig you. Yeah, I get you. Seeing all these children forming happy memories with their parents, like
Forming no, they're not gonna remember shit. Like some of them
what?
will remember one thing, but like the vast majority, when you bring like a baby,
Oh, a baby. Yeah. Okay.
and then I'm like, the fuck, why? Because you're
What's
going
the
now.
baby gonna
Now,
do?
yeah.
Right.
What's the baby gonna? One, what's the baby gonna do? Two, what are they gonna fucking remember? Three, like this is obviously for you. You just can't go anywhere because you have a little anchor tied to your
Yeah.
tied to your ankle. I'm so harsh on it. Like again, nothing on kids. To me, it's the parents.
They're making the bad choices.
Yeah, the kids should have a blast, have fun. It's Disneyland, man. I'm the weird one, like being the adult going right.
Hmm.
Having
Oh,
said that, the worst people by far are the adults who like just go to Disneyland and they're going to go, and
yes.
that's weird. That's the weirdest one. It's, I
They're
mean, Disney adults suck. We've talked about that.
we
So
have.
like, hey man, is what it is. I guess Star Wars Land
It's
was cool.
okay. I actually have some Disneyland news that I've recently
Oh yeah,
learned.
yeah.
I did. Yeah.
Go.
Uh, Disneyland, the park,
Yeah,
is buying up a bunch of land, I guess, out by
I heard about that. Yeah.
Santa Clarita, like up
Uh-huh.
in the valley.
Yeah.
Uh, and they intend to build a third park
Can't believe it.
in the county.
That's three. That's three in this fucking. Yeah,
Well,
man. Orange
my under
County, huh?
my understanding of the practice, the
Yeah.
reason that they're doing it is because Disney can't deter enough people from going. Like
Mm,
they've deliberately jacked the prices up so that they're like way over what they're actually worth.
yeah.
And then they're
Yeah, I would
like,
argue
yeah,
that. I would
we
argue
we
they're way worse.
we have gone out of our they basically said something to the effect of we've basically gone out of our way to price people out of the park because there's too many people coming every day.
We only want the elites. The
Right.
fucking.
So their next solution, because people just kept finding the money to to go to
Yeah.
go do the shit. So their next solution is we're adding another park that will hopefully take some of the heat off of Disneyland proper so that people will go to this other park.
Yeah.
And also, we're going to run Six Flags out of business.
Damn.
Yeah.
And I remember liking Six Flags. It's just one hell of a drive from where I'm at.
It's a hell of a drive, and I think also because I'd already been to Disneyland first,
Yeah.
I got spoiled by the level of immersion that you get. Like,
Yeah.
that
And that is
genuinely
not
is
Six Flags.
that genuinely is a Disney specific thing.
Yeah.
Like that level of like, oh yeah, all the shit's themed to whatever it is. You do feel like you're in that little like space. And
Mhm.
other theme parks, I don't even think Universal really cuts it. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Universal is the closest, at least, to doing that kind of thing.
Yeah,
But,
Universal sucks.
yeah.
Like, if you're going to Six Flags, you're going for the rides. And the rides
Right.
are the best, they're probably the best rides. Like,
They're
in
very
the
fun
sense of
rides.
thrills.
Yeah.
Yeah. That you're going to experience. In terms of immersion, yeah, it's never going to be beat out by Disney.
Yeah.
Yeah, Universal kind of sucks. There's not much going on.
I mean, Universal's mostly just shops now, isn't it? It's like
Yeah.
themed.
I mean, it has rides, but I think there's only like 10.
Yeah. Yeah.
Something along those lines.
And
Yeah.
they came Simpsons.
The Simpsons place is cool, but that I wonder how much mileage people get out of that who are not Simpsons fans, because I'm a Simpsons fan.
Right.
So I get to be like, yeah, it's fucking. I could buy a Duff beer and drink that around the park. That's fun.
That is fun. Oh, but I was gonna say, like, that place is gonna close though, because
oh, the Simpsons thing.
Universal doesn't have the rights to hold the Simpsons much longer. Like,
That's
they have to get rid of it.
true. Dude.
Wait.
Yeah, then there's nothing. There's the Mummy ride, and then I guess the Jurassic World ride, but I don't like Jurassic World as much as I like Jurassic Park. So.
I've heard tell that they're going to turn the Simpsons into the Wonder Wharf from Bob's
From
Burgers.
Bob's Burgers?
Yeah.
Well, you know what? If there was a time,
Yeah.
would have been a while back, but I mean,
Yep. But 12 years in, hey.
Yeah.
What
I mean, Wonder World. Well, you know, I was about to say Wonder Wharf is supposed to be like this, like shittier Pier Park that is kind of a tourist trap.
Yep.
But I mean, that's what Krusty Land is. So, I mean, you can do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
And Disneyland had more fun than I thought I would. I tried my best. I tried really hard to have fun at Disneyland. Because I knew I could have just been the real downer curmudgeon.
Sure.
It's like, well, it's all built on Native American land, and I've read the shit. I've read their tales about it, and like, that's a bummer. Oh, Indiana Jones ride still holds up. That might be my favorite, like, immersion thing.
That is a fun one.
That one's like up there for me. It's that one and fucking Rise of the Resistance. Yeah, that would be my favorite immersion style stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, it's good. Good, it's fun. Very expensive. Glad I got free tickets. Don't know how people afford it, because there was a lot of people. But yeah, what else? Watch. So while sick and kind of just with work, I don't get much time to play video games. And when I do get free time, I don't want to spend it playing video games because I've been working on a video game. I've been watching a lot of stuff. Okay. Oh, saw the Bob's Burger movie. I don't know if you saw that.
I did. Do you want to talk about it?
Yeah, sure. Nick, Nick was there. Saw it. We'll do a minor spoiler for Bob's Burger, although there's not
much to spoil, really.
Not really. Let's do like 5 minutes. I don't think there's much to actually talk about. Like, for reasons that will become apparent once I say it. So from here on out, listeners, 5 minutes. Spoilers for Bob's Burger. 3, 2, 1. It's just a big Bob's Burger episode.
Sure is.
It's with the A line, A plot line, the B plot line. Though they do make them work and come together.
Yeah, I thought they did real good about
Yeah.
getting them all together. I really liked that, like, you can watch the movie without having seen another episode.
I know
of Bob's Burgers.
that's what I was asking. That's what I was asking beforehand. Was like, do I have to be caught up with 12 seasons?
Nope.
By the way, which is fucked up because I saw Bob's Burgers the day it premiered.
Same.
Like, on television. It was close to Archer because
Yep.
I liked John Benjamin at the time, and
Mm-hmm.
I still do at the time.
Yeah.
But like, it's fucked up.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, it's just one long episode with just the lighting and more animation, dance
Yep.
numbers, as opposed to just
Yep.
songs.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the long and the short of it.
That's pretty much
It's all
just
they
the
find a
mist.
good way of getting all the characters in. I'll say
Yeah,
that. Like,
yeah. The mystery is you see it a mile away.
Yeah.
No, the minute a character shows up, you go, it's that guy.
Yeah.
It can't not be that guy, whoever that
He's-
guy is.
he's got all the motive in the world. I feel it right now.
I feel it right now. He hasn't said anything.
Yep.
I get it. Like he's the murderer. Like I mean the jokes are still funny.
Yeah.
Like surprisingly, this is a very funny movie. Like
This is a very funny movie.
for
Yeah.
a movie that shouldn't be, right? It's a direct to theater or movie based on a TV show that's just a long episode.
Yeah.
Still some good jokes. Teddy's still great, I think.
Teddy's great. The kids are great.
What a 7. What a
What a-
7 of a movie, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't change the world, but I liked it. Well,
But I had fun.
Yeah.
We watched it with a friend and my sister, and we laughed.
We talked. We cried.
We talked. We cried.
Uh,
The only big thing is like Luis getting over the years, right? That's the
Yeah.
actual like heart of that movie.
yes.
And that part actually feels really good. Everything else is like, yeah, it happens. I mean, they go with Fish Odor and his brother, which is good because those are like two of the funniest characters they've made.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I thought
Uh,
we'd only need 5 minutes. Anything else you guys can say about the movie?
Songs are catchy as hell.
Songs are catchy. I very much appreciate that they're not smiling and doing big faces during
Yeah.
it. So it adds a creepy level to it adds a creepy laugh that you get while watching this because it looks goofy and like weird.
Because Tina's still doing her like very flat delivery in this super cheery song. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I'm even talking about like the carnies who are just straight
God.
faced while doing their crazy dance.
Yes. Yes. I enjoyed the Lucky Ducks.
Yeah,
It
the
was
Lucky
very good.
Ducks.
Gosh, yeah, it was good. I think that, like, you're right though. Yeah, Louise's story is probably the biggest like canon change.
Yeah.
But yeah, good time. If you got Hulu, go ahead
got
and
it.
look at it.
Oh, it's on HBO Max too.
Oh, is it? Okay,
Yeah.
HBO Max. Okay, cool.
Oh, glad they brought back the Itty Bitty Ditty Committee. So, yeah.
The Itty Bitty Ditty Committee as a bit.
is one of my favorite bits.
That's a name we agreed to.
What, Nick? Anything else to say about the movie?
I mean, I don't know, like it was just really good, and it was pretty like you guys said, like seeing it at that quality is definitely weird.
Yeah.
Too smooth at some points for me, but
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, like having this weird, awkward, like creepiness to their faces,
Mhm.
and it's still like in character as they sing.
It's pretty funny. That's great.
Is it?
Like,
That's
Yeah.
pretty good.
are we done?
I think that's
It was
I
funny.
think that's all we had
Yeah.
to bite at. Yeah.
Cool. All right. Done. Time. Go watch it. It's funny. If you want to chuckle. And you got like an hour and a half. That's just fair. Okay. What else? What else did I watch? I finished regular show, except for the movies. I gotta watch the two movies. There's two of them, right?
I think so. There's a Christmas movie and then the finale.
Yeah. Well, no. There's the one where they go to it's isn't it the high school story? That's the
Yes.
movie. Yeah. So I watched because I watched the series finale.
Mm.
Yeah, the show's good and funny. I still think like Quintel pulled a fast one. It feels like, and it got its longevity because I knew it was really popular at the
Mhm.
time.
Mhm.
I'm watching this and I'm like, I don't know how. I mean, kids must just love the jokes and all that because I can't imagine relating to this as a child, right? But of course, I'm not a
Right.
kid, so I don't get it.
Right.
Because it's about a bunch of burnouts and
Who can't get their 20s together?
you
Like the
can't get
show
their
is pretty directly aimed
yeah
at characters who are 20 somethings, right?
yeah yeah yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's funny, man. I was surprised how stuff still held up, like going forward for as long as it did.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, I was really glad when they got rid of Margaret because I hated that whole dynamic because it brought out like because Mordecai's the worst. I still stand by Mordecai's the worst.
Yes.
Rigby gets his shit together and like um and knows how to go through life, and Mordecai's so just self interested, like just the fucking worst. So I was glad when she was gone. Then they brought her back, and I'm like, well, you know what? They deserve each other. They're both awful. I hate them. And then they don't end up, and I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. CJ deserves better.
The Cloud Girl?
Yeah, the Cloud Girl.
Yeah.
I absolutely was on her side for like most of those things. I'm like, of course she's suspicious. It's kind of crazy not to be, right?
Right.
Who else? I don't know what like. All the Halloween episodes are fun.
Yeah, they did their own kind of Treehouse of Horror deal, right?
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I surprisingly liked Muscle Man way more than I thought I would
Oh,
for what
okay.
that character was. Or like waste what like he kind of comes off as the beginning, but as it goes on, I'm like, no, Muscle Man's cool.
Yeah, most of
I
that's
get
cool.
it. The dude, he has it figured out. He knows who he is. He knows what his life is, and like, and he gathers joy from it. Plus, my Ronies are roasting are still a thing. I quote. So like, the thing with Pops and Skips are still probably my favorite characters, and those were my like favorite episodes.
Okay.
Although I don't, yeah, the whole thing with the powers at the end, huh? It's weird.
That was pretty strange.
It's a weird fucking. Although the
I mean,
anime, oh, go ahead.
It's not strange for the show,
Yeah,
but you know what I mean.
yeah, no, I know what you're getting. The anime episode was great.
The Eva
Fantastic.
episode.
Yeah, the Eva episode. What's more like a giant robot send up? Like,
But they
giant.
do the
They
song
do.
of that's
The
like,
intro is the Eva intro.
"Ma-na-na-na."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what else to say because it was a bit ago. The ending's
No.
good. Like, that's a good, heartfelt, like, moving on
Yeah.
ending. Kind of bummed how things work out for Mordecai, but I get why. That people have to feel good about the show, and we don't have justice swiftly come to,
Smite the
to
Sorry,
Mordecai.
what?
What was that, Nick?
sinners. Hello,
Yeah.
Hello.
hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I said smite the sinners because Mordecai sinned
Oh.
because
He
He's the
he is in
worst.
fact.
He's the worst one. It's the worst one. I don't like. I was thinking that at the beginning. I was like, okay, him and Rigby are kind of equal ground. Nah, Mordecai's the worst one.
Okay.
That's the worst one. I'm gonna stand by that shit. Yeah, so that's kind of where I'm at. It's a good show. Really good. Really
Okay.
good. I wish I had more,
Okay.
but like it was so a bit ago that like
Right.
um my feelings are kind of not all there. And I still got to watch the movie. Once I watch the movie, I'll talk more about that. So watch that. That was the big one. Finish Miss Marvel. Don't know.
Okay. Cool.
Did you finish that?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, you want to talk about that real quick?
We'll make it real quick. Yeah, I don't have a lot to say.
Yeah, same here. I got like two big takeaways, right? Or
Yeah.
three, maybe. So another five
Okay.
to 10. So spoilers for Miss Marvel now. In three, two, one. Everything with the superhero stuff sucks.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I liked everything that didn't have to do with the superhero thing. Like everything with partition, with the
Mm-hmm.
family, with the parents, with the
Mm-hmm.
grandma.
Right.
Loved all that, but at that point I'm watching a drama, right?
Yes. Yes.
I thoroughly enjoyed all that, and I thought the Miss Marvel and all the superhero stuff of this Marvel show was not that good. And
It was. I mean, it's all very like beginner stuff. I can
yeah,
get that.
yeah. We're also finally really seeing the like Marvel's definitely reaping the problem of not treating their VFX artists good and no one
Yeah.
wanting to work with them. So they
Yep.
have to get who they can and crunch them to death.
Yeah.
And it shows. This is the first one I'm like, wow, some of this stuff looks bad. Like just
Are you talking about the Buffy dusting vampire effect?
oh, yeah.
You remember
Yeah.
that?
Yeah. That could,
Yeah.
yeah. Yes.
I mean, it. I when I saw it, I literally thought, "Oh, that's Buffy. That's like some shit from the '90s." Like, yeah, yeah,
Just
yeah,
all the
yeah.
crystal stuff looks bad. And then it becomes more obvious why they didn't go with stretchy limbs. And
Oh, because
like,
that would have been nigh on impossible.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Um, just yeah. Wow, we're really reaping it, huh?
Yeah, man. I mean,
Um,
I'm inclined to agree. I
yeah.
really like the partition stuff.
Mhm.
Uh, I liked all the times that they reminded you this is a team. Like
Yeah,
those moments
yeah.
felt
Those are
really
great.
good, felt really real. And I think we had said last time we talked about the show, like, God willing, I really want to see Imani. Is that her name? Um,
Kamala? Or no. You mean the her friend?
the actress.
Oh,
But
the actress. I think it's Amani. Yeah.
Imani. I really want to see her in scenes with some of the other cast that she's gonna have to play against
Yeah.
because I I still stand by the idea that her strongest performances are
Hmm.
all kind of from the perspective of being a team,
Yeah.
like the romance, the friendships, those things were kind of the parts that I felt were some of her strongest performances.
Mm.
uh Kind of really well grounded.
Yeah.
So I'm still not sure how it's going to be when she has to do more complicated, or scenes that are more
When she
removed
has to
from
do
her
comic
lucid
book
shit.
shit
Yeah,
instead
yeah,
of yeah.
yeah,
No, I get you.
yeah.
Um. Yeah. Before I say some more, Nick, any thoughts on Miss Marvel?
I mean, you pretty much touched all of them. I mean,
Yeah.
Oh,
it does suck that like there isn't much more to say about like the potential of this character probably was the highest out of all of
Yeah.
them.
yeah.
Though I know Miles is the most successful out of
Hmm.
all of them. Um, yeah, I really wish it didn't suck as the way it did, but it did, and you can
Yeah.
tell there was that hard moment. They stopped trying to do a stylized version.
Yeah,
So
and I was about to talk about that. Like after the second episode, right?
yeah,
No more of those
Which
cool stylized transitions.
and those were really visually kind of gripping. I was like, oh, this is a very interesting choice you're making with the
Yeah,
show. I
and
love
it
it.
gave it really like its own character and made it
Yeah.
real fun to watch an origin story.
Yeah.
And then it's gone.
And then it's gone until the last episode, basically.
Yeah,
Then
and
they
then it's not
kind of
even. Yeah,
they
it's like
kind of
barely
do it.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. It's not a bad show,
No, no, not a bad
but
show.
it's disappointingly. It disappoints
Fine.
in a lot of areas, like
Yeah.
straight up. Um, Again, I think the parents are the best part. I think the
Oh
family's the
yeah.
most interesting bits. Oh,
Yeah.
by the way, what do you think about this? I want to ask you this question,
Sure.
and it's about the ending directly.
Mhm. Yeah.
I'm of the opinion that the
Mhm.
show should have ended right as soon as she walks away into the sky from her dad, and her dad's looking at the trail of stars they were talking about, like
Mhm.
beforehand. I thought that would have been great. Great poetic ending. Should have done that. But then they go to the shot of the first movie. I mean, not the first movie, the first comic.
Mhm.
Her sitting on the lamppost,
Mhm.
staring at the city.
Mhm.
Which I get why, right? Because now, yeah, we're there. We're at the con. It's Miss Marvel.
Yeah.
What do you think that's the right move? That's probably the right move, right?
Mhm.
But would that have been the ending you chose? That's my question.
No.
Because like I feel like maybe because and we've talked about this, right? Like I'm a big stickler for endings, and
Mhm.
I think things should actually end a lot. A lot of the times, things carry on just a beat too much.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, yeah. What do you? I want your take on the ending.
Well, Nick, what are you thinking right now?
I mean, yeah, like I get why they chose the shot they did. Um, I think it probably would have benefited more if they had left it on the roof, but that's just me.
Yeah.
But
Again,
they
this
do have,
isn't the biggest problem in the world. Not at all. This is more of just me being like picky and a stickler about like endings, right?
yeah.
This is very
Mm,
nitpicky. This is very
I mean, 'cause,
nitpicky.
well,
well, I mean,
the ending is the impression you leave people with, though.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess I'm saying it would be different if I thought it was a bad ending, and I don't think it's a bad ending.
Right.
It's just that thing that just like, oh, you had it, right? You had it. That
Mm.
was the
Mhm.
shot. It's poetic. It ties everything back. She learned everything with her family, as being a part of that, understanding where they're coming from, and
Mhm.
in all its like pain and yet glory in the sense that they were able to carve a life here.
Yeah.
Um, but now we need the comic shot,
Yeah.
and
I
like,
I I
yeah,
I'm inclined to say that they could have waited until the next time we see her to use the shot.
I think
You
so
know.
too. I think that's what because you do. I think for a comic story, you do need that shot, right? It
Yes.
has to be somewhere. Maybe yeah,
Yeah.
maybe the next time would have been.
Like even as an intro shot would have been a fucking great. Oh, we leave on the Trail of Stars, and then we see her again in the Marvels. Oh, she's up on that lamppost. That
She's sitting
classic.
on the lamppost. Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe. Um, yeah, yeah. Other than that, yo, those the only last things to say is, yo, those government agents fucking light those kids up
Sure
with
do.
at the school. With, granted, they're like weird sonic guns, but then you see one take out a brick wall, and you're like, well, okay, well that is that gonna you really consider that non-lethal?
Stun a child. Right.
uh, I do like the
Really
community,
gotta
just
wonder
like
what's going on.
yeah, I do like the community doing the circle thing around Kamala
Yeah.
to protect her because that's
Yeah.
an actual real life protest style.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, Second, I love that the cops just immediately stand down against the agent guys. They don't even put up a fight
Yep.
when they say they choose a side. That's fucking hilarious to me. All right, that's pretty
Uh,
much all I got on the show. I don't know about you guys.
I mean, yeah. I think that the only thing I can think to say is like, this show is definitely continuing to build out the world of the gods, and the world
Yeah,
of the gods is going to be, I think, a really important thing going forward now.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Um, and then with the Wakanda movie, we're going to get even more mutants.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't have to go super into it, but did you all catch like the release schedule that they put out?
I saw it. I don't have it like memorized or anything, but I did see it. I mean, yeah, we were right about the Secret Wars thing.
Definitely.
Yeah,
Yes, we were.
and I think Ian, you were the first one to call it.
Well, it just seemed that to be
At least out
going
of
that
us.
way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, as soon as you said it, I went, oh, yeah, no, that is Secret Wars. But I think you were the first one on this podcast to call it.
Called it first, America.
There,
Yeah.
we were right about Black Panther. Oh, what's up next square? Yeah. I haven't even seen the trailer because I don't do trailers most
Okay.
of the time. But, like, yeah, I know there was a released one. But yeah.
Uh,
That's pretty much it on Miss Marvel for me, unless you guys got anything.
Nah, I'm good.
Got it. Nick?
Huh?
Oh, he's muted. Okay.
Oh.
Cool. Other than that, let me do quick fire before we get into the spoiler cast for Nope, because I want to dedicate the last hour to it.
Okay.
What else did I watch? I saw Incantation. Yo, that movie is fucking great. It's a great horror movie on Netflix, directed by Kevin Ho. You know what that movie feels like? Not spoiling too much. That dude, whoever wrote, if it's all Kevin Ho, then all I gotta say is he is very obviously into internet horror. Like all the creepy pastas,
really?
all the what's it in Japan? 2chan stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The specifically ritual creepy pastas and SCP type stuff in that. As well as like I'm pretty sure like just found footage goodness, stuff you see in Occult and Noroi, The Curse.
Oh yeah.
Fantastic movie, I thought. With heart. Like, yo, dude, it's got like a really good thread going on during that. Cause it has all this crazy shit, but you know what that movie is at its core.
What's that?
It's about a mom. It's about what a mom will do for their child. Like
It's a lot.
what they're yeah. And it's a very simple thing, but you realize but once you have that down, you're like, yeah, I know what her choices are gonna be.
Okay.
Because she's gonna have to make choices. And like
Okay.
it's good. I have to watch the Black Panther trailer. Feels maybe I will. But Incantation's great. Fantastic horror movie. What else did I watch? I know there were so many things. Wellington Paranormal I finally caught up with and I did it. That's a very me show.
Yes.
I really enjoy it. I really enjoy it. I will say the first season, the first half's better than the last half.
Okay.
I like, at least as far as the monster stories, because like those first episodes go pretty hard as far as the horror.
Yeah.
For a comedy show, right? Like the aliens I thought were great designs, even with their giant fucking schlongs in camera. I really like that episode. As well as the haunted house with the 70s party guy. With like the fondue face dude was a legit good design for a horror monster.
I mean, it's a very clever, creative show, man.
Yeah, very much so. Very funny. Although this is very like it's very dumb humor, very much like the kind of thing I like doing where it's just purposefully misunderstanding what is said in words and taking a different route.
Yeah.
So a little dry in that sense, but I mean, you grow to love it. By far, the best like just performance is the sergeant.
Oh yeah.
That dude's killing it on screen.
He's very fucking. He's. I think I've seen him in a few things before.
I haven't seen him before. Maybe I have, but like one very funny, but two just fucking commits to that character. Like
100%.
that dude's great. That dude's great. I gotta learn his name because he is by far the best part of the show. As much as I enjoy watching the other characters, that's the sergeant's my favorite by far.
Mm-hmm.
Um, finished that. It's good. It's a good show. People told me it was gonna be good. Really enjoyed it. The rehearsal is the last thing I want to talk about before Nope, because I've seen the first 3 episodes. I don't know if you have.
Of the rehearsal. Oh, with Nathan.
Yeah,
Nathan.
Nathan Fielder.
Yeah, I haven't watched it yet. I've seen it promoted.
Ian, you have to watch the rehearsal.
My understanding is he's practicing for a family.
That is where it ends up. Yes, the first one's not so much about that though.
Okay.
The first. So if you like, so what's fun about this show is not even just watching it because watching it's great. And second, this show should fucking prove to people, like, well, I always say this shit, but like, it should prove that people are fascinating and wild compared to like made up characters.
Mm-hmm.
And I like, if I ever get another fucking thing that my characters are unrealistic from from friends when I write them, like, fuck you. You don't know people then. You haven't met the crazies that are out there. Like, oh man. Oh dude, there's some fucking there's a guy obsessed with numbers who crashed his Scion at 100 miles per hour. Thanks Jesus saved him. Man, dude, this show's fucking great. But if so, the best part of the show is not even that. Even though it's great, the best part of the show is people finding out who Nathan Fielder is through this show, and having not watched Nathan For You or any of his other stuff.
Right.
Because boy, people are getting around to, is this like real? And one, it is. Two, but just how much Nathan like controls everything in the character and the bit he's doing.
Right.
Oh man, it's great because my sister watched this for the first time, so I'm getting the experience through her, not knowing who Nathan was, and she goes, "Dude, I can barely watch this show. Like, this is the cringe stuff that like she can't do."
Oh, right.
And I'm like, "No, I'm all about it, man. I'm all about."
Nathan has perfected this. I don't know how to describe it. He has this anti-social nature.
It's a man trying. It's an alien trying to understand humanity.
Yeah.
Essentially, or how humans work, by finding the weirdest, most craziest examples.
Yeah.
At the same time, that feel 100% real.
Oh, they always feel fucking real when he gets these like real weird. He's very good about that. Yeah.
People on their fringes, people on desperation, like, and just like, and then Nathan For You is also a lesson to these people, like, like the people who hire that kind of person. You gotta learn your lesson here, man.
You gotta say no.
You gotta
can say no
when you make dumb Starbucks, and you're 100% on the way to doing it.
Yep.
So you know what's the craziest thing? Since we're talking about rehearsal,
what's that?
I was telling a friend of mine, and then he explained that he actually used to do open mics at the bar that was that the bar in episode 1 is.
Shut up.
And he said that specific bar is so dead accurate. He said like it was so uncanny to watch. You said the only thing the recreation messed up or like
Yeah.
kind of didn't put was like how dirty it actually is and the homeless people in the front.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it
Because
looked a little clean. I was like, that's very clean for a dive bar. Like that. Well, it's not even really a dive bar. They got their own fucking brick oven. Shit. Never mind. But it's a dirty ass bar, is what it say. Nick?
yeah,
Yeah, okay.
yeah, that's all I was saying.
Alright. I mean, just Ian watched the show so we could talk about human experimentation
Okay.
in reality shows. Okay. Y'all ready to talk about Nope?
Yep.
Okay. From here on out, it's gonna be spoilers for Nope. The rest of the podcast is that. Because I need to talk about this fucking movie.
Okay.
And I think we all have that feeling, right? Like we don't. Do you guys know people who have watched this movie and have you've been able to talk to them?
Yes.
Yeah. You had your boss, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I had
I
my
agree.
boss pulled me aside at the end of my shift on Friday and was like, "Hey, can you talk to me like for 15 minutes about this movie?" And it was very weird. So, I'm excited to talk about it because it was really weird. He did not have a nice time when he
Okay.
watched this movie. I have a theory as to why.
Well, if he's
And
your boss, I have a theory too.
My theory as to why someone might not have enjoyed this movie, and this is my actual concession is, I think that a lot of people are expecting a specific movie, and that is not the movie they're going to watch.
Okay. Before you say any more,
Yes.
let's do a countdown. Let me
Okay.
finish putting this.
Okay.
Spoilers for Nope. Let's do that.
All
That'll
right.
be in the title. And we are gonna spoil Nope in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This movie was so made for me, dude. I fucking love this. Oh my god, the giant alien thing was like the coolest fucking thing in the world.
So this, I'm with Chris, and also to echo that, Ian, this might be one of my favorite movies ever. And
Really?
This is up there
one
for
of my
me.
favorite horror movies
Okay.
because, like Chris said, it hits every note, and then in a general sense, it is very rare to find a horror movie as a genuine epic because Jordan Peele described it as an epic horror.
Mhm.
Okay, I didn't hear that, but now I get what I get what he's saying. But
Yeah,
but
and
let's. Oh, go ahead, Nick.
I'd say yeah, like I think that's yeah, I'm with Chris. Yeah, it's everything I would want in a film.
Okay.
All right, let's go back to your why you think your boss would enjoy this.
I think the reason that he did not enjoy this, but let me say this, gentlemen.
Yeah.
I give him the benefit of this. He did say he's going back at it again.
Okay.
So
Okay.
he's gonna take a second crack at it. But I
That
think
means there's something there that he
there's
that he
something
knows.
there.
Yeah.
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 I think that what the problem was is that people are going for people like him specifically.
Oh.
He went in with a very specific expectation of what he was going to
He's
get,
one of those. Okay.
and he
if
was
you
like,
don't get it, you didn't get your money's worth.
well, exactly, like or more so just to say, like, the whole time you're distracted by, you're not totally taking in the movie anymore, because instead you're watching it with one eye and the other part of your mind is like, oh, they're not going to do this thing, you know what I mean. I think you've kind of spoiled it for yourself in that way, but
and
but
I get that when you're like trying to just watch comfort stuff, I think.
yeah,
And you're going in for that. But for movies that you haven't seen before, that's always a little weird to me.
I agree. But I mean,
yeah.
how many people will hear a film directed by so and so, and then you are already half convinced yourself, well, I know what that movie is.
That's
Oh,
fair. That's true. As someone who just at the top of this podcast, or I don't know if we recorded it, was talking about just, oh yeah, I don't dig M. Night Shyamalan and I don't dig J.J. Abrams style
exactly,
directing.
exactly.
I can get why
Uh,
people like it, but it's just not. It's not for me, man. Like
but
if the oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna say it's. I mean, if somebody told you J.J. Abrams is gonna direct a movie
Star Wars.
version of a
No.
story, yeah, yeah, you know what that movie's gonna be
Yeah.
like already. You know that he's gonna pull some dumb bullshit in the end of Act Two that's supposed to be like, oh, what's gonna happen?
Yeah.
Because that's how all of his movies do the
I
exact
actually
same
feel like the
thing.
third Star Wars as much as a clusterfuck from the studio as well.
Hmm.
Uh,
Yeah,
I but I think that also really accentuates the problems I have with J.J. Abrams as a director.
yeah,
Like to me, those are prime examples.
yes, yes,
Just the moments, and they're just that. They're just moments. There's nothing before. There's
hmm,
nothing after. It was just wow,
yeah,
that was cool for 5 seconds. And I get this is coming from someone who's a Godzilla fan, right? And likes the spectacle,
yeah,
can love spectacle. Like, and I still
yeah.
really do. Um, it's just, man, if there's just nothing to hold on to with it, right? Why even? It's just, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Not for me. Not for me, J.J. Abrams and M. Night Shyamalan.
Yeah, I mean, and I like your choice of words there because I think that leads
Yeah.
directly into kind of the meat of the matter with this
Mhm.
movie. Like,
Yeah.
uh, like what makes Nope? I think some of what makes its strongest shots
Mhm.
stand out is that there's always context. There is
Yeah.
always foundation.
Mhm.
There is always something, that's deeply meaningful. And certainly in an Abrams film, there's almost never anything foundational. It is always spectacle that's just like, well, I thought you'd think that looks cool.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
again, like I'm not trying to sound like a dick. Like,
I know,
hey,
man.
cool for you for having an eye for that kind of thing, but what would be, what a lot of us are, nitpicky about your work for is because usually you then have something deeper to say
Yeah.
besides, isn't that fucking dope, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
And again, we say this on a level like his movies are incredibly successful. It'd be one thing, right?
yeah,
Like if
yeah,
they weren't, the man got to direct fucking Star Wars for crying out
yeah,
loud.
yeah.
Yeah, man, just ain't for me. Just can't do it. But let's get back to Nope. 'Cause I want to
Yes.
talk about just how much I fucking fell in love with this movie. If you could, I was wearing a mask the entire time I was watching this, but we watched it at like close to midnight on a Thursday, on the
Oh,
Thursday
nice.
before.
Okay.
Um, and which is a great time to watch that
Yes.
movie. And I will say this: going into the movie, I was very excited because I do like alien movies,
Mhm.
and alien stuff. As a kid, that was the stuff that usually really scared me.
Same.
Was aliens, just because as it for me, this is me talking as a kid, not exactly now.
Mhm.
Um, just the idea that something could just come out of the sky and ruin everything, right? The
Yeah.
existential horror from that.
Yeah.
That something, it could just happen. Then there's nothing you can do. We have nothing to stop that.
Right.
It's so far beyond anything you can comprehend. You could just be taken away, or everything you know could just cease existing.
Yeah.
Um, that's really good. That was really good horror for me as a kid. That really got me. So I was excited for this. So I was like, growing up, I was super into the alien conspiracy shit. Uh, I knew what the Arizona Lights were. Um,
Mhm.
about Area 51 and how it's probably not even that. It's Area 52 you got to worry about. And then it's um fucking Project Blue Book, but that was always a flimsy one to me because I was like, yo, that's probably actually what they say it is, and it was. We found out.
What?
Um, and as for like how many reportings go on with, especially with like Air Force squadrons, because of how weird readings and air gets at that level.
Yeah.
To the point where like most people won't actually report stuff because it's a whole thing you have to do with the Air Force.
Right.
I think Patton Oswalt has a story about like his dad or his I think it was his dad who was an Air Force pilot who saw something,
Oh.
and then his boss was like, "Do you want to report it?" And he goes, "Not really." And then his boss goes, "Great, good," because it would be like a whole hullabaloo and would be fucking here for weeks. Anyway, cool. So most stuff ends up like that. Um, yeah, man, I was into it. Fucking love that shit. I knew what the Star Child was, or I still do. Uh, that fucking mammoth skull they thought was like a cyclops or a giant alien.
The
Crop
the
circles,
the hybrids.
the hybrids. Ooh, so that's the first thing man wants to do. They want to fuck it, and then
That's right.
go into
Kip, when a man looked up at the stars, did he not dream of making it with a
making it
creature?
with the creature. See, I want to, or fucking from Clerks. See, I want to be the first guy to go to Mars and find alien life, and then fuck it, and then I can come home and people be like, "There he goes, homeboy fucked an alien once." Just that kind of. But no, so like I got to see, like I think at the very beginning you see the triangle pattern that some UFOs have in the sky, and I went, "Oh, that's a cool reference." So he obviously knows this, like their stuff about this kind of things.
I got the impression, well, if we're talking about just like UFO mythology, like
Yeah,
that kind of world, he definitely did his work.
yeah.
He's referencing very specific, like he's basically combining the scariest UFO stories into
Yeah.
one big story.
Arizona Lights are a real famous story for a very good reason because a lot of people saw it.
Yes.
And they're moving and they're triangles and it's very erratic. Gracie, my sister, was telling me, reminded me about like how people who live in the high desert, especially around mountains and valleys around there, you hear the sound of what sounds like the earth splitting or opening
Yeah.
up. But that's
Yeah.
just because of weird how shit echoes
Mhm.
in those places. And if you've never been, sound carries far in the high desert around like mountains and valleys
Very, very far.
because there's
Yeah.
no there's hardly any vegetation. There's I almost knew exactly where they were at because I recognize places like that.
Oh, yeah.
So those sounds are dead accurate for that.
Yeah.
It's fucking
Yeah.
good. But yeah, you want to talk about the structure of this movie before we get into the meat of it?
Oh, yeah. Sure.
Okay. Oh,
What do
go
you
ahead.
think about the opener? How do you feel about that kind of introduction sequence? I liked it more and more the more I thought about it
Me
as an
too.
opener.
Yeah,
Same here.
just to really start you off guard for what you think this movie's going to be. And it's
Yeah.
terrifying. It's a terrifying scene.
Yeah.
Yes.
Based on, and you know what's funny? You know what's funny is I'm working on a game right now where we have a monkey character, specifically a monkey, not a chimp.
Yeah.
And we were talking about possible enemies to put in there, including gorillas and chimps. And I was talking about just how fucking scary chimps are. Because, like, their attack pattern is to go directly for the face.
Yep.
Because that's the first thing they recognize. And if you can get rid of that, that means they don't exist anymore, right? So they're not like. So you get to see that in action for this movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's so fucking just no music, just hard open on it.
Yeah. On some like Disney Channel original dialogue.
Yeah,
Like
just sitcoms. Fucking. By the way, the kid actor they got for that, he's great.
he is. Respect
Fantastic.
that kid.
Yeah.
I really hope to see him in more.
What a good. He captured the full range of just the sitcom acting, the awkwardness of it.
Yeah.
It's just a fucking horror. And
Yeah.
also the realization, like that the conclusion that I'll talk about for that character later.
Mhm.
Um of how I interpreted that fist bump.
Okay.
Uh but yeah, no, I really like that opener. I think it's good. I think it was really good. It's chilling. It really is.
Yeah.
It's a primal, like it's a weird for how weird that setting is in all retrospect. But people who are familiar with television and movies, which there's a lot of stuff in this that's like assuming you are,
Yes.
or is for people who are, um,
Yeah.
not necessarily like necessary, but uh, is you understand that setting, you're familiar with that setting, but just how realizing how fucking weird it is to
Yeah.
have a live animal as a fucking character and how
It.
bad it can go.
Yeah. I mean, and it has this. I mean, nothing. This specific thing didn't happen, but things like this
Yeah.
have happened.
Oh, yeah, there's a famous story of a woman who had a pet chimpanzee that
Yeah.
attacked her friend and tore her
Yeah.
face off. She's alive, thankfully.
Yeah.
But tore her
Yeah,
face
she was
off. Oh, good.
I'll say she was on Oprah too. They had like a whole
Yeah.
reveal that.
Because she brought a gift and it was a Tickle Me Elmo, and the chimp's favorite toy was a Tickle Me Elmo. But the chimp didn't think that that was a new one. He thought that was his. So being stolen tacked the woman.
Right.
It's a very fucking scary. There's audio of that shit.
There's
You can go
audio
listen
of
to it.
the 911 call
Yeah.
captured the attack. Well, so she
Captured
calls,
pre and during.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They call and you can hear the attack happening, and
Yeah.
it's so crazy because honestly, the only time this is, you know what's crazy about it is it made me weirdly think about the sketch Kids in the Hall did called The Monkey Door, where the short of it is that it's a surreal heightened sketch about
Mhm.
like, oh, I've got a door and there's a bunch of evil monkeys back there. Oh, you don't want to know what the monkeys will do. Not when I let them out. But but the reality is, well, I mean, other than how silly you phrase that, that is
Yeah.
actually very scary.
It's terrifying.
There's something primal inside of you that when you hear an ape screeching,
Yeah, dude.
that is scary.
It's a very, yeah, like I said, that scene, the beauty of that scene is just the surrealness of it. Going into, oh, this primal fucking fear of you're in a room with an animal. You're trapped in a room with, which by the way reminded me of that quote I keep saying from Twitter, which is, if you ever want to distract a bunch of guys for like at least 30 minutes, just ask them the question, what animal do you think you could kill? In a locked room. And no matter fucking what, the dudes will totally talk about that. And that is 100% true, because I fall for that shit all the time. First of all, people are fucking crazy if they think they can take on a monkey. Like,
maybe a baby, but
you people are fucking wild. You don't know what their strength actually is. Like, oi.
Can I just say, guys, I'm so glad I get to talk about this with you. I'm having such a good time.
But it 100% works. Yeah, that's a lesson for anyone. You wanna distract a bunch of dudes for like 30 minutes to an hour. Just ask them what animal they think they can. That is a stereotype I think is 100% true. Like,
I've seen it work. I've been to parties with you. It does work. It does work.
But yeah, just that's so I love that first scene.
Same.
I love it. Absolutely adore it.
So we're still just talking a little bit about the general shape of it, and then getting into more
Yeah.
stuff. So I don't know. I feel like this movie is incredibly efficient, economic
Mm,
about giving us information when we need it, as
100%.
we need it, and not anything more. You
Yeah.
know.
Things that have been
Um.
said in the previous scene directly are they play some aspect in the next sequence,
Mhm.
and it keeps building upon itself
Yeah.
until like it's all laid out. You know
Mhm.
exactly what messes with predators and how what they're kind of looking for when
Yeah.
they're trying to hunt one.
Yeah.
Um, which we'll get to in 1 second. But like, yeah, you get the reflection of the horse freaking it out
Mhm.
and when it looks at eyes. And then you get into the characters themselves, which is they're just a failing. It's a failing business
Yeah.
because the
Yeah.
head of it is gone, the father's gone,
Yeah.
and they just don't have it right, like to run it.
Mhm. Can I?
Okay.
Oh, I really want to ask you this while I still have it in mind.
Yeah.
So thinking kind of towards the middle of the film, at least,
Hmm.
not the end, but so when the family decides, okay, this is something we can profit off of potentially.
Yeah.
This is something that could help the business. Um, for uh, for Daniel's character, um,
Mm.
uh, do you think that it's his decision to do this is business related, or is this vendetta at this point?
To sell the horse or
Well, no, no, to record the thing, to make money off
oh
of whatever this thing is, because I don't know at what point does he start to say, "Oh, this thing killed my dad.
yeah,
It's This thing took my stability, my life, away from
yeah,
me."
yeah.
I can't tell at what point it goes for, because I can tell at the end
Hmm.
there's a big like fuck this thing,
Yeah.
we're getting revenge,
Hmm.
but I'm not sure at what point it goes from kind of Kiki Palmer's like, oh, we're gonna exploit this weird thing and hopefully boon the business, and
Yeah.
at some point the story feels more so like, oh,
More
I'm gonna
personal.
fucking,
Yeah, I'm gonna
yeah,
fuck this
exactly.
creature up.
Exactly. Yeah.
I think it's if I had to pinpoint just one moment, I think it
Mhm.
would be when he realizes what triggers it to eat.
Mm.
I think it's when he figures out how to actually lead on the beast. Not necessarily
Yeah.
control it, but to
Right.
some extent control it. But I mean, like to lead it on and to get
Right.
it somewhere.
Right.
I think once he feels like he has more power, it becomes, I think I can fuck this creature up.
Right.
I
Okay.
think I could kill it. Yeah. Um, Especially because by then you have the horse, the plastic horse being thrown up.
Yes.
Which,
Yes.
by the way, that scene's amazing. Oh my
Yeah.
god, the raining blood is so fucking cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
And again, all the info you need right there in a sequence that also affects the characters and the creature. Like,
Hmm.
oh man. And by the way, well earned uh title of the movie drops.
Yeah.
For that.
Yep.
So, since we're already talking about kind of like getting to that point where you realize this isn't a UFO, this is an alien creature.
Hmm.
That really reminds me of, and I brought this up to Nick, I think the night of, it reminds me of this Demon Souls boss, which are a bunch of mana rays in the sky that are hunting you.
Yeah. Okay.
Because it looks like a mana ray to me at the bottom for a little bit. When it
I
hunts.
I see that. I saw kind of a jellyfish a lot of in, especially when it goes in angel form at the end. Like it reminded me of like
So the angel
a
form
moon.
actually reminds me of a butterfly, of a
I can see
monarch
that too.
butterfly. Yeah,
I can see that too.
hunting
Definitely.
butterfly. Which, by the way, there's shots of it. Like I referenced the Star Child skull at
Hmm.
some point that really looked like it for me.
Oh,
Which,
okay.
by the way, let's talk about the transformation because that was the fucking coolest. Oh my god, dude! So this movie goes. This movie starts off as I'm just gonna talk about me here for a second. This movie
Sure, go ahead.
starts as Chris. You're gonna watch an alien horror movie. I'm like, cool. I love that shit. I love that one of my favorite new directors is, at least when it comes to horror, is making that. Fucking excited. And then you're like, and then I realize, oh, this is a giant monster movie. This is he's making a giant big old monster movie.
Mhm.
And then that monster becomes a really crazy Eva style angel
Yep.
that's amazing looking.
Yep.
And I'm like, oh my god, that shit's crazy. Oh my god, they're gonna hunt the monster. It's a Western movie that's hunting a giant monster. It's
Yep.
everything I would want in a movie. And I'm like, dude, I had the biggest, dumbest grin watching this movie in the theater
Okay.
as I'm watching the entire hunting sequence or the luring out.
Yeah.
And like the references to like Jaws and all that's which very much reminded me of luring out the shark, which is hilarious because there was an ad for Jaws in 3D coming back to theaters
Oh, really?
before the movie for me. Yeah. I don't know if that played for you. That played for us.
I did not see a 3D Jaws.
For
Oh my
IMAX 3D.
Just a brief aside,
Yeah.
I have to because we've now mentioned Jaws 3.
Yeah.
Jaws 3 fucking first of all inadvertently teaches you things that
Uh-huh.
are unhelpful to watching the movie. Because in Jaws 3 there's like basically Jaws 3 is about the mom shark from the first Jaws
He was
getting
mad.
revenge.
Getting revenge. Mad
Getting
shark.
revenge. And
Follows that airplane.
There's a plot point in it about Sheriff Brody's widow and how she now has psychic visions of the shark and she can warn people.
Mm-hmm.
And they then explain, and then she explains, "Great white sharks don't go to the Caribbean. I have to send my children to Aruba." And then a fucking great shark follows them to Aruba.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
that scene where it's following the plane.
That's right. That's right. Sorry, Jaws 3 is dumb as shit, and I want to
Hell
talk
yeah.
about how fucking dumb it is all the time.
But okay, so back to this so when you're just this slow realization of what kind of movie this is fucking great. It's not a singular moment, it's just these little build up, this progression. If you're paying attention to everything. Even with this, you even get your meeting the little gray men scene.
Yes.
With the kids in the costume.
And see,
which is shot really well.
Oh, it reminds me of Spielberg, guys.
Yeah.
This movie actually reminds me of Spielberg's work a lot.
I think it's actually supposed to be reminiscent of the raptor scene with the children.
Oh my god, yes.
Yeah. But you're seeing it, I guess, from the point of the raptors.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I just think that
shit, which is a real good hint for Kaluuya's character being a hunter later on.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really good. All right. No, it's not.
I was just gonna say to the thing we had talked about earlier about people being kind of dissatisfied. So when I watched that scene in the barn, I fucking loved it. And that scene
100%.
got. I don't know if this happened in your theater. I heard at least 5 different people when there's like one head and then there's a second head.
Yeah.
And the second head, 5 different people going, "Fuck no, nah."
I heard a no shit.
Yeah.
From someone.
Nope. Just
nope.
No. Fuck.
It's shot so well. What a great to the punchline which is a literal punch at the end.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I love that he fucking decked that kid. Super.
Fuck that kid. Yeah.
Good enough.
But I think that the reveal of
another
that,
Chris moment.
I love seeing children punched.
No.
But I do think that could be also a place where like that expectation versus reality is like, oh, so there aren't going to be any little guy. Okay.
Yeah.
So like
Yeah.
I get that, but like I'm of the opinion, I think we're all of the opinion like just take the movie on its own terms cuz dude,
Yeah.
the next reveal is even cooler than that.
It's
Like
crazy. It's
yeah.
it's literally the thing. Me and Ian, me and you, since we're working on a project together, but we've had that conversation where, at least the way I view it, is that the chances that some creature will be will show up
Mhm.
in this place, right? And you comprehending what it looks like or what
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
is astronomical. It's so unlikely that it would look somewhat human
Yeah.
and all that, right? It would just be some crazy creature that you don't understand, which is exactly what it ends up being.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, dude. Oh,
So I guess my question
yeah.
to you two is:
Yeah.
did you have a genuine moment of nope, or you saw something and like, no, fuck that?
Ooh, go ahead. Because I
I
have one.
think it's I think it's from what I would consider the reveal scene, which is
Mm.
uh, when Stephen Yuen and his family are abducted,
Yeah, that's mine.
and I just thought, ah, fuck that, man. Nah, that's not chill.
And
That's
it's
not
the
fucking
flesh
cool.
tube.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it's a
just this
literal flesh
wet,
tube.
Yeah.
slimy, and you're like, oh, they're in a throat. They're
Yeah.
being swallowed.
Yeah,
This
we're
is
watching
awful.
Vor.
This is
Yeah.
fucking the worst. And the close-up shots
Yeah.
on like him and his wife are just
Yeah.
they're fucking they're like, oh, this is genuinely upsetting to watch.
This is horrible. This is
This
like,
is-
yeah.
And but again, like you guys said, the excellent use of giving us pieces of information enough to understand the stakes
Yeah.
of what it's actually capable of.
yeah, yeah,
And and that also is a hint that it's a being itself, because there's no creatures inside of it.
No.
It's just one single throat.
No, because you could even argue, like at the beginning of it, that that's just the weird way that they're abducting,
oh,
right?
like through some biotech.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe,
But by the
maybe.
time you get to the plastic horse or I would even argue just halfway through, and you're hearing the sounds and the way the everything's moving, no,
Yeah,
that's a throat.
yeah,
Is what you're watching.
yeah, yeah,
That's fun.
And the
Oh
fact
god,
that
dude, so hardcore.
Yeah, and the fact that in the beginning of the film they show you the inside, but you assume it's a vent. And
Yeah,
you're like,
yeah. It looks like a piece of equipment
yeah,
almost. Yeah,
yeah. I was like, oh, is that some farming equipment? I don't know that
yeah,
actually what it is.
no, it's a thing that like sort of fans out at the end.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
of course, oh
so,
god,
So
so good.
So are you reading that as like I was reading that transformation scene at
Mhm.
the end as like the creature basically like unhinging its jaw. It's like the the invertebrates that can turn themselves
Oh,
inside out to like to subsume their prey. You know what I
I thought
mean?
it was yeah, I thought it was something like that. I thought it was kind of like doing the like what sea cucumbers do, right? Like when they like
yeah.
you said,
Hmm.
like those
They
are
they,
it's
they
the
shoot out their innards.
yeah.
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 Uh, I can't think. I didn't even think about that because it
Huh.
looks so much like a monarch butterfly to me, or like a butterfly where the 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 mouth tapers out
Mhm.
and it kind of opens up
Yes.
to absorb creatures.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, but that's true. I only some butterflies are predators, so maybe it is a sea cucumber.
Because
That's
I was thinking about like because that green thing, like you said, Nick, that's is we're just seeing its throat in
yeah,
flapping
that's true.
outside of its
Yeah,
body.
yeah. I'm
Yeah.
inclined to say I think you're right that that's where that comes from.
Mm, yeah.
Unless there's some
Yeah.
specific animal.
It seems like it's a bunch of things all put together.
all
I
put
don't
together
think
essentially at the end, right?
yeah, yeah,
In terms of feeding, but like, no, man. Okay, so let's cut. So we know. So we get to the big reveals, and they're great. They're fantastic, and you have every reason to follow these. You love the characters, or at the very least, you're following them
yeah.
with that tech guy, and the jokes are landing too.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then you get into the setup, and you realize, oh shit, we're doing this is. You get to the hunt with the reveal that this is a hunting movie,
Yeah,
that they're hunting a predator,
yeah.
and you're like, oh fuck, we're only halfway through the movie. This movie's fantastic. It's fucking, and there's the whole cowboy on horse. Oh my god, dude,
Mm-hmm.
just I can't get over how happy I was watching it. Like I can't express to you how happy I am watching this whole setup. They're gonna lure it out, and if fucking everything's working, and you want it to work, and then there's that one twist, like in most movies, where oh god no, it's just a whole thing, and it's because the guy's insane, and he really digs Vor, and he wants to see Vor,
Yeah.
but you get the
I
setup from the beginning. Oh, go ahead.
Guys, I didn't even think about it before. This movie says the word "vor" so much. It really, I think it taught people what "vor" was.
It probably did, like, and you still love it because you like that character. He's insane.
Yeah, yeah.
Plus that voice. Oh my god, the scene with him singing the Purple People Eater.
Yeah, man.
Oh, it's so good. So
One head, one horn, flat, purple people eater. You know, you're gonna vor me. Oh yeah.
it's so good. And it goes, and that whole sequence goes so well with like the overarching lessons you're getting from this movie, which is, or the things you're seeing, which is people trying to control a predator or
Well, yeah,
thinking they know how predators work,
yeah,
how wild
yeah.
animals you. And in fact, the beginning, and we're kind of getting into what I think the meat of it, of the movie is, right? Which, by the way, before I do that, do you have anything else to say about those scenes towards the end, or because they're
No,
fucking cool?
not really. I kind of wanted to talk more about theme stuff and all that.
All right, let's get to that since we only got like a few more minutes.
Um, I
Yeah.
just want to say I want to test with you guys. Did because I feel like I've been reading so many people respond to the movie
Mhm.
not understanding Stephen Ewen's plot
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
saying or for some reason watching that and saying like, oh, that was unnecessary. They should have
Yeah.
cut that out. Which like I don't. Am I just like a culture snob? And I'm like, oh, these are obviously parent. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Like,
It's literally the wrong way and the right way
yeah,
to do it. If anything,
yeah.
it's fairly straightforward.
Like I think once you understand, if you understand the UFO is a living thing, a
Yeah.
monster, like you then see the parallel of, oh, there's an animal that attacked people. Oh,
Mhm.
there's an animal that attacked people and tried to make money off of it. Both
Yes.
times, you know? Yeah.
It's the exploitation of pain, of people suffering,
Yeah.
and gussing it up as this hokey, like, literally fucking rodeo shit
Yeah.
that you're trying to
Yeah.
see. And you even get to, bless you, and you even get to see the moment that cements into Stephen Yeun's character, which is Gordy stops attacking and fist bumps him, and he thinks that's what keeps him alive. That
Right.
because he understands the chimp.
And not because his eyes were nowhere near his eyes.
His eyes were not seen; they were hidden,
Yeah.
and he wasn't making any loud noises, or that it was just plain fucking luck.
Yeah.
That he's alive. No, there's a thing he he's alive for a reason, and it was for that. And guess what? I can make money off of that.
Yeah.
And he does. He let that couple sleep in that room for thousands of dollars.
and also for some reason feels the need to pretend it doesn't affect him.
Yeah.
Like he's the one who initiates a conversation about it, and he's the one who like jokes about it.
Yeah.
And so like to some degree that says something about his character, that he needs to be okay with what happened,
Yeah.
which says he's not, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And who's the only other character that responds to it? It's Keke Palmer's character, who is trying to exploit that stuff for money, is doing, the side hustle, everything. Everything has to be for money or to get something out of it.
Yes.
And Kaluuya's character is just, I just want to exist, right? Like I want to be doesn't want any part of it because he actually works with animals and he knows how they can be. Understands them. Which gets into how he's actually able to capture everything and to get the creature is because he has an actual understanding for how animals work for predators. And that like at the end of the day he can't actually win unless it's some crazy like unless you're really smart about it.
Right. Yeah.
Which they are, and that whole sequence of it dying is like fucking fantastic, dude.
Phenomenal.
A fucking like almost comedic in a sense with the giant blow up being launched into the sky.
Man, the longer I live, the stronger I feel that horror and comedy are twins.
Oh, they're really, 1-to-1, yeah.
Yeah, they're really are.
Close. They're really same side of the same coin, especially when it comes to absurdity.
Yeah.
So, and both are equally hard to do good. They're always looked down upon because there's so many mediocre to bad ones, and I could agree with that. That most, in fact, I would say most genres like have that, where the majority of stuff is either going to be okay to bad.
Yeah,
and it's actually really hard to do good comedy and horror. Like, is the real problem. But when it's good, man, it resonates.
It hits you to the core of your humanity.
Yeah. But so back to the whole Predator. Yeah, it's more about that, trying to control what you cannot and exploit it.
Yeah.
For money. Yeah.
So let me ask though, don't you think that, because I don't feel like Keke is entirely a character we're supposed to, because she has an arc of growth with her brother.
She does.
She, and she's ultimately the one who kind of redeems things, does right by her family.
Yeah.
At the end. So
yeah, which is why she has to be the one to kill it. Like,
yes,
towards the end, it can't actually be Daniel. That's too easy. That would literally be the cowboy just going in and killing, and you're like, well, he was the cowboy,
right? Obviously,
that was his role. What are you talking about? For the actual growth, it has to be Keke.
Yeah, and just getting to see her kind of, I mean, it's not a huge one, but it's by the end of that film, like, it's such an earned moment. It feels so beautiful, and when she like starts like getting excited and getting pumped up at what she's just done, it's like, you did great. You did great.
I'd do that shit. I'd be if I killed a giant monster. Like that.
I was I'll tell you one thing that did scare. I didn't say no. It didn't like scare me quite as much as the chimp attack or the abduction at the rodeo. Those are two probably the scariest parts of the movie.
Yeah, I would agree.
I really thought they were gonna eat Angel. I felt so bad. I was like, don't kill the fun one.
Oh, dude, me and my sister both had the same notion. We thought he was gonna get like Final Destination because we didn't interpret the tarp would save him. We just
Yeah.
thought he was wrapped up in barbed wire, and we saw essentially him get split in half
Right.
as he was dragged up.
Right. Right. I thought for sure like, oh, well, he's dead.
Yeah.
Like, the kind of like, oh, one moment of relief from this fucking thing was, yeah, that he's just got cut up on barbed wire.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh,
I just love the whole thing of like, can you believe she left me? And then you start talking, and then in his next line is all conspiracy shit. And you're just like, oh yeah, man. No, I know. I get why she did. Or just to cut to him smoking, playing VR while he has two people in his room. What a fucking shitbag, dude. I loved him.
I fucking love that character.
Oh man. No, dude, I love this movie. I really do. Like, it's this one, and Everything Everywhere All at Once are like best movie of the year. And I don't know.
I kind of hope that they run against each other. I want to see them in one category because I
Dude,
think
they
that I
won't,
genuinely
like, because they'll both be considered genre films, and
I
like,
mean, we've broken down genre films before for Best Picture, though.
yeah,
We've weakened that a bit.
I don't know,
'Cause
man. Either way, like, okay, go ahead before I say my thing.
I was gonna say, if Marvel can get their crap nominated for Best Picture,
With a shit ton of money.
that's true.
Because it costs a
I
lot of
mean-
money to be nominated.
I mean, but it also pays dividends to get a nomination, though.
That's true. Yeah.
That's all. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
But-
And then okay, so this is why I'm saving my thing, because it would just be a bummer to try converse after it. Which is my thing, is award shows suck. And who gives a shit
True. Fair.
what it is, because we know these movies are great and they're fantastic.
true.
We love them.
We do.
And if it resonates with you, it resonates with you. And
This is
that's
true.
what really matters.
This is true.
Well, also finding out why it resonates with you is, I think, just as important. But yeah, man, it's between these two movies. But here's the thing: is like, I'm afraid to say Nope's my movie of the year because I think it's made too much for me. And if I did that, that's like, well, of course, Chris chose that. That's a movie. That's why he goes to the movies.
Right.
To watch that. Like,
This is narrow casting. This is
Yeah.
narrow casting in the worst.
and to be fair, while watching it, I go, there was moments I went, this is why I go to movies. I go to see the giant creatures, the hunting, the characters learning.
I love that shit. When people
Fucking
learn
love
things,
it. When the dust clears and Daniel's on that horse like a fucking cowboy movie, and I'm like, I went out loud, yeah, just fuck yeah. He's a cowboy.
Hey, but the fucking balls that they put the Akira slide in there.
Oh, dude, and Commit. Like,
Yeah.
I think that's the first time I've seen it live action.
Yeah, the fucking balls on them.
Fucking Akira slide.
There's two in live action, Chris. There's one Robert Rodriguez does it in his film. I forgot which one.
Is it? Oh shit! Is it Once Upon a Time in Hollywood? No way. Yeah. Robert.
I want to say no. It's in Battle Angel Alita. There it is.
Oh yeah, okay. But that's like a CG. Like, as much as I had fun watching Battle Angel Alita, that's a CG fuckfest. And like, as much as I enjoyed watching it, like, oh, well, okay, it's technically live action. Yeah, I can see it. But this is the first time I'll say that it lingered after the shot.
Okay.
Like, it doesn't just happen, right? You're staring at the slide for a while, or the after effect,
Right.
for the horror aspect. But boy, man, when he rides that horse in the and the cowboy music kicks in, the Western movie music,
Mm-hmm.
while he's wearing his Scorpion King sweater. And you're like, man, fucking movies. Which, by the way, like I'm gonna think about more, but I know there's got to be a second layer to just movies in general for this because there's so much just iconography they're using
Mm-hmm.
for it, right down to like the Panavision cameras. Which, by the way, someone pointed out those are IMAX cameras, which are weird for Gordy's, uh, for the Gordy set.
Oh, mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Also the regular use of the number 613.
Oh,
Gotta look that up again. Yeah. Uh, the chimp attack lasted for 6 minutes and 13 seconds.
really?
Um, the and he saw the UFO at 6:13 at night.
I wonder what that's about.
I know it's probably like the 11:11 thing
A biblical thing?
from us. Yeah. Yeah. Well, it starts off with a quote too.
Yes, it does. From like the Apocrypha, right?
I
Or something
believe.
like that.
Yeah, I gotta double check. Um, yeah, man. So I guess to wrap up, any final thoughts? And then I got a question for y'all.
Um, I mean, I think it is amazing. He's
Yeah.
basically done like a dude. This is a very strong thing I'm about to say, but
Mhm.
I think it's true. I think Jordan Peele has done a Jurassic Park.
Ooh, Jurassic Park 1. Oh, I don't know, man. I think you're right in directing style.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the thing about Jurassic Park 1. Jurassic Park 1 is not just movie structure wise is it like amazing and really good. To the point that I would even argue no Jurassic Park movie after can even touch Jurassic Park 1.
Oh no, definitely not.
In any sense of the word. As much as I like certain scenes from like Jurassic Park 3,
Yes.
um, Jurassic Park 1 is the realization or is the point where we go CG has a place in movies.
Yes. Yeah.
That is the moment because it is so incredibly well done and brings these creatures to life and shows scale. And also it still really holds up, which is weird for how long
Yeah.
ago that movie is, to the point where you're like, why can't other CG look this good? What's going on? Um, you think we would have figured out some of this stuff by now? Um, and I don't know if Nope is that right. I don't know if it's the revelation, like the change of an industry.
Let me. Well, I have I have one aspect in which it's a potential big shift in the industry, but
Okay,
let me
and only
compare it
time
another
will
way.
tell, really.
Yeah,
Like
this is
what
true.
comes after? Yeah.
But I will say that it is probably one of the most successful action horror movies that I've seen in a long time, and I would say Jurassic Park is both action and horror.
That's fair. That's fair.
I like and both I feel like both tones are set really well. There are scenes that are horrifying, but like that chase on the motorbike, that feels more like the raptor chase. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that's high energy. I'm not feeling scared. I'm feeling thrilled.
Oh,
You
yeah,
know?
but and all that horror is to serve that feeling of I want them to fuck this thing up. Like I want
Yes.
them, I want
Yes.
them to fucking kill this thing.
Yes. 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 Yes.
And there's almost like there's almost a moment to it because like the audience is scared of it too.
Mhm.
You're like, I want it gone. They want it gone. I want it gone. Let's get rid of it.
Yes. Yes.
Um,
That's
and like maybe, yeah. Again, time will tell. But that's a big, bold claim you have going on there.
well. I'd say the other one to kind of picking up on what
Yeah.
Jordan Peele had said about Nope specifically is, he wants to see more films like this fleshed out by creators and casts such as this.
Mm.
So, and then he kind of went on at length about how even 5 or 6 years ago, a film of this budget with
No.
this cast with this director
Could never be done.
just unthinkable. Nobody would
Yeah.
ever throw that kind of cash at this kind of a
No.
project.
No.
So I do think that potentially I'm hoping we end up seeing exactly what Jordan Peele said. I hope we do end up seeing
I hope so
like
too.
thick cash dropped
Yeah.
on projects with casts and crew such as this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because this must have taken so much. And
It
it's
was
a crazy
apparently-
ambitious project too.
Yeah.
For how intimate it feels,
Mhm.
this must have been a huge undertaking.
And just thinking of the cost of that final scene,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
it's so detailed and it's such a big thing, and you're doing it on this huge canvas.
Yeah.
And I mean, it that felt to me. It's weird because I know that our technology has come a long way since then, but that moment felt for me like, oh, this is a really amazing use of the technology, though.
Yeah.
This is someone who's really thought about it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Very much unlike Kamala Khan in the Miss Marvel series we discussed earlier.
Oh man, let's try not to talk down anything. But yeah.
No. Yes, but yeah.
All right. Well, Nick,
yeah.
final thoughts. That's a big bold claim from me, but let's hear any final thoughts before I ask one question, if we have time to answer.
Yeah,
it's tough. It's tough to admit, but yeah, I might be with Ian in the sense of direction, and then like Chris said, the only issue is that there wasn't anything like that at the time.
That's true.
That had that sense of scale.
Yeah.
And succeed in that vision of dinosaurs efficiently being put like in a film in that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those rare moments where I could go, oh, that's before and after.
Yeah.
There's before this movie and then there's after this movie.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
I guess whether or not Nope is influential is just something we'll
It's
have
yet
to
to be
see.
seen. Yeah.
Yeah.
So with
Fingers
Nope,
crossed.
I'm hoping.
Yeah.
It's fucking. I want to see more movies like this.
I think it's so deserved whatever praise and inspiration inspires, because Nope is like everything I want in a film.
Yeah.
And like it's like to have a epic that big that's horror is not even think of. You can't even conceive that nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
For directors and studios to take. So
yeah,
it's such a I loved it.
Let me throw in one last thought. Sorry to what you just said, because I think a great example that all three of us can kind of connect on, as far as the way in which horror has been fringe, a genre, like you said, and usually does not get the kind of respect of. I mean, honestly, the way that a studio usually shows respect is through budgeting. That's the big, like, we believe in it. Here's the money, like, and just to look back about 10 years or maybe more now, Guillermo del Toro wanted to do an epic horror adaptation of the Mountains of Madness.
Yeah.
And that was like a dream project for him to have Tom. I think he said specifically, "I want Tom Cruise." Tom Cruise.
I remember that.
Tom Cruise is the lead role in the Mountains of Madness,
which could work.
Which could work.
Yeah.
But like, he's looking for the idea of a hard R-rated epic horror movie was just something that like nobody would throw their money behind, nobody would believe in, and damn it, I don't know if we're ever going to get that adaptation, but fuck, I really hope that something like this can now stand on its own in the way. This is a step down of a comparison somewhat, but in the way that like Deadpool really changed a lot in the market.
Yeah,
and people
were
like,
true.
Oh, you know what? Maybe we can do more stuff like this.
Yeah. We can do R-rated superheroes.
Because I don't think you'd get like the James Gunn series of DC movies and shows without Deadpool having
Yeah, you
you know,
definitely want to
kind of
get Peacemaker.
yeah,
And
yeah.
Peacemaker is, in my opinion, next to like Harley Quinn, one of the best superhero shows
Oh,
out there.
agreed. It's fucking amazing.
Yeah.
So, would you like to close out with our thinker of a
Yeah.
question?
It's not so much a thinker, it's more just kind of like a recognition of where we are in the year.
Sure.
Because this has been a great fucking year for movies.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
been some fucking A plus like shit that'll rock your world. So I want to ask for you guys, what right now is your top 5 for the year?
God damn.
And that's being generous because I could go top 3, but like top 5
Top 5.
because I think I have mine. If you want me to start,
Yeah. Why don't you jump off?
okay. So competing for first place, as I mentioned before, it's Nope and Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Okay.
The third movie would probably be maybe Mad God
Okay.
because I fucking really dug the atmosphere for that. Crimes of the Future is definitely in there. It's probably 5. I'm trying to remember what I had at 3 and 4. Nope. Everything Everywhere All at Once. Mad God. There was another movie that came out this year that I really loved. And I can't remember. Was it Incantation? No. You know what? Come back to me real quick, Nick. You want to...
Oh boy. Because I think ours are gonna overlap, right?
Yeah, probably.
And then again, the year's not over yet.
Year's not over. We're only about halfway through. We haven't hit the winter releases.
That's
Yeah,
true.
Chris, you know what? Again,
A Marvel movie could come in. And,
yeah, I realize
that's so
what film
dickish to
comes.
say, but yeah. So what were you at, Nick?
So, and
okay.
I'm split between
Go ahead.
first place, like Chris, and Open Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Yeah.
Okay.
Crimes of the Future, yeah, definitely towards probably four or 5.
Mhm.
I mean, I enjoyed Turning Red, but
Was that this year?
Yeah. It was this year, yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck. Okay.
It's so hard because like I feel like RR, Nope, and Everything Everywhere All at Once are competing for first place.
Mm-hmm.
But it's because they all 3 of them scratch a certain like part of my brain,
Right.
a certain way in their own way. So at that point, it just becomes preference. What kind of story do I prefer more?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm happy for a
Morbius. No.
Morbius is one.
Morbin
There you go.
time.
Get it.
I'm trying to look at what. Oh, Moonfall. I still gotta watch Moonfall.
Remind me.
Moonfall's the one where they gotta stop the moon
from falling.
from falling.
Okay.
That's the one Adam Todd Brown and like Tom Raymond keep talking about.
Okay. Okay. Shoot. You know what? I think I'm going to put Damn. I think I am going to put the last Thor movie at 5. Like
you liked it?
I liked it.
We didn't even talk about that. Yeah.
Have we not talked about? Oh, well, we'll next time we'll talk more
some
about
other time. We don't got time right now, but
I liked it a lot, but I mean, it's incredibly subjective. It's very a Taika Waititi movie.
Okay.
So, I mean, I like that. I think a lot of people don't like that. That I guess it's they seem to have the same complaints about this one as the last one, which is it's too silly, it's too light, it's too fun. Which I don't know, man. I'm fine with a movie that just wants to have fun for an hour and a half. That's
okay.
I don't mind that at all. Just it's a bunch of goofs and people having a good time. That's not every movie's gonna be, an Oscar movie.
Oh, hang on,
A
your
good
mic's
movie.
muffling out a little bit.
Oh, hold on. I
Oh, The
would
Northman came out this year.
fuck me. Okay,
Yeah,
Norseman
Norseman would
3.
probably be like, yeah, I think 4 for me
Oh,
then.
no. Okay, so I know what my top 3 are.
Go ahead.
Okay, Nope, or Everything Everywhere All at Once, competing for first and second. Third is RRR.
Okay.
Fourth is Mad God. Fifth is Crimes of the Future.
Okay. I'm
Because
gonna
you
go.
haven't seen RRR yet, Ian.
I finished it. No. I also haven't seen Crimes of the Future, but I'm putting it at number 4 on my list. I, I
Yeah,
already
no,
know.
I actually think you're gonna really like that movie.
I already know I'm gonna fucking love.
Yeah,
I love Cronenberg.
yeah.
I'll go Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Okay.
Nope. The Norseman.
Ooh, yeah.
Crimes of the Future. And
Northman 6 for me. Yeah, I get that.
oh yeah, and then 5 Love and Thunder. I genuinely
Okay.
did enjoy it.
Got it.
I guess 5 for me would be The Northman, and then 4 would be yeah, it'd be Crimes of the Future,
Oh.
and then same with Chris RR, and then
Yeah, so
Everything
just
Over
same
All at
list.
Once,
Yeah,
and Nope. One, two.
just very overlapped.
I'm so creative and different. I had a Marvel movie.
Yeah, the Marvel movie. Well, okay, so like Multiverse of Madness would be somewhere in there for me.
It'd be up there. I enjoyed it a lot. I think that honestly, and this is totally subjective and not
Mm.
fair. I watched it right around the same time as Everything Everywhere All at Once,
Oh
and
wow.
fuck, man, this multiverse
Yeah.
movie doesn't hold a candle.
Isn't no. And that sucks because that's like my favorite Marvel movie because it's like not a Marvel movie.
Yes,
It's an
it's
early
a great
2000s like
Sam Raimi picture.
Sam Raimi
Yeah.
picture. Um interesting. All right. I think that'll do it for today then. Ian, go watch RRR so you can move that stuff off your list and
I will do. I'll do.
Why are you so hesitant, Ian? Why?
Well, I've just never been able to commit, guys. I
You
I'm worried that RRR is gonna hurt me.
no, you're afraid of the musical numbers?
I'm afraid. I'm afraid of
That's
all
right.
those
Multiple numbers.
intricate dance moves. Oh,
All
man.
right, we'll call it. That's a podcast. We did it. Spoiler
Yeah,
cast for
we'll
Nope.
call that. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. All right. It was fucking. Just end there when I find the off button. And there we go. Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Huh?
I think you're getting ahead of
Oh,
yourself.
that was
Yeah,
good.
your first plan should be
good
getting by us.
Though you call yourselves bladers, you don't know the real truth about bay blading. There is a tremendous power hidden within bays. Since ancient times, the existence of bays can be found in moments throughout history. The power of Beyblades have been used to change the course of rivers and oceans. They have been used to defeat many armies and create huge empires.
You wouldn't be so tough without that helmet, little brother.
You're on, Proto Man. Plasma power! Missed me again, number one, son.
But I won't miss this time.
Oh no! He's gonna blast President Lincoln!
Ha! I knew you'd risk yourself for Mr. Lincoln.
Simpson scandal update. Homer sleeps nude in an oxygen tent, which he believes gives him sexual powers.
Hey, that's a half-truth.
Shara, will you grant me one more wish? I wish for a mountain of handkerchiefs. Now, just let yourself cry, as much as you need to. You'll have plenty of handkerchiefs to help you through it.
Well, sir, treason season started early this year as a nuclear sub was hijacked by local man Homer Simpson.
Oh my God! I told him that photo would come back to haunt him.
Could Homer Simpson be a communist? His father spoke out on his behalf.
My Homer is not a communist. He may be a liar, a pig, an idiot, a communist, but he is not a porn star.
Hero call! This trap card lets me pick a monster and put him on the top of my deck. And I choose this. Elemental hero, Neos. Not so fast. Thanks to my state select spell, he won't be there for long. Because now I get to shuffle your deck. So how do you like this? Bada bing! I'll shuffle these boys real good.
でも先輩結構みんなに優しいじゃん。なんか声かけてくれたりとか。でも香水もらったらなんかわかんないくれるって。嘘好きすぎるのすっごい恥ずかしい。明日バイトなんだけど。いつでもそこに。マジで
Iris.
Sarah.
Hang in there, Iris.
Please, stay away from Replophos. Let's live together. In a world where only Reploids exist.
Iris, there's no world just for Reploid. It's only a fantasy.
Yes, I know, but I wanted to believe it. I wanted to live in a world where only Reploids exist. With you.
Iris! 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 Ah! No, this isn't happening! There's no reason for me to go on. What? What am I fighting for?
Now it's time for the Pizza Head Show.
Hey everybody, I'm done trick-or-treating and now I'm gonna go for a stuffed crust pizza at Pizza Hut. Yay!
Not yet, Pizza Head. There's one more place to go.
I don't think anyone's home.
Sure there is.
Oh, trick-or-treat! Interesting hieroglyphics on this pizza.
Quick, Pizza Head, let's go upstairs.
Hey, who is here anyway?
It's your host, Count Steve.
Oh, nice place. You got it. I want to go to Pizza Hut now!
The Count will be happy to give you a lift.
Oh, hey, put me down! Put me down!
See you next time.
Boo!
I know a place that's peaceful and quiet. A place where animals play. It's called the forest, but every year we start forest fires. A careless match or cigarette and poof, fire. So the next time you're in the forest, be extra careful, okay?
If you knew it was me, would you have listened?
Will you hold it down out there? You guys are always fighting!
Enid Clinton, we've got business with your husband. What? John? Hal Jordan, another time shift. I'm up to speed. Carry on. No booby traps. At least none that my ring can detect.
Make up your mind, would you?
뭐야?
Have you noticed any change in Bart?
New glasses?
No, he looks like something might be disturbing him.
Probably misses his old glasses.
I guess we could get more involved in Bart's activities, but then I'd be afraid of smothering him.
Yeah, and then we'd get the chair.
That's not what I meant.
It was, Marge, admit it.
What's so special about Splinter?
Yo, dude, it's like Splinter's our dad, you know? I mean, what's so special about your dad?
Pepsi for TV game.
Mmm, 64 slices of American cheese. 64. 63. 2. 1.
Have you been up all night eating cheese?
I think I'm blind. What?
Good day to you.
My mother risked her life for me. And now you, too. I should have saved you. I should have been the one to fill your dark soul with light!
Escape me! I'll chase you to the ends of the earth!
I defeated you once, and I shall do it again!
No, Magneto. I let you win before, in order to learn your plan, to trap you. But now the victory belongs to the Fantastic Four.
Fool! Have you forgotten my invincible magnetic power? No mere weapon can stop me. With but a gesture, I can destroy it, or turn it against you. Behold, I'll make it leap from your hand, and make you its target. Now!
Not this time, Magneto. This time I'm fighting for real.
It's Impossible! It cannot be! Nothing can defy my magnetic power!
The Fantastic Four can. You're finished, Magneto. Surrender. You have no other choice.
Why? Why will the gun not obey me? My power is gone. I'm helpless. Magnetism. It was my greatest weapon.
Okay, Richards. We'll take care of him now.
First tell me, how did you do it? How did you take away my power?
I didn't, Magneto. I merely tricked you.
You lie. I couldn't control your gun. You made me lose my magnetism.
You're wrong. I just guessed that you'd overlook one simple thing. Your magnetic power only works on metal, like all magnets. But my gun isn't real. I made it out of wood, specially to fool you.
What? A wooden gun?
That's why your power didn't work. And it's why you're a prisoner of the police now. Take him away, man.
A wooden gun. He tricked me with a wooden gun.
We can't bust heads like we used to, but we have our ways.
Oh, you got it.
One trick is to tell them stories that don't go anywhere. Like the time I caught the ferry over to Shelbyville. I needed a new heel for my shoe. So I decided to go to Morganville, which is what they call Shelbyville in those days. So I tied an onion to my belt, which was the style at the time. Now, to take the ferry cost a nickel, and in those days, nickels had pictures of bumblebees on them. Give me 5 B's for a quarter, you'd say. Now, where were we? Oh, yeah. The important thing was that I had an onion on my belt, which was the style at the time. They didn't have white onions because of the war. The only thing you could get was those big yellow ones.